Yeah, I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told him this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told him put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they stuck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride till the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rap on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his. I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwing the fastball. Just too quick for it. Peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in the.
Hey, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I think, 157,000 people?
Yeah.
Is that right? 157,000 people strong registered for this event where today I'm going to be talking about how to take advantage of the real estate correction, or what you might see in the media right now as a crash. You guys that are on Instagram right now, go to grantcardone.com/live, because I'm going to be using this board and showing you a great deal of math. A couple suggestions for making today good for you is come with intentionality. Okay, you need something to take notes with. The goal here is to find a deal for you and your family that you make money when you buy it. Okay, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of notes to take today. It's based on all this information. I've 35 years of buying real estate. I own $4+ billion worth of assets today. We manage 24,000 assets around the United States. I have a partner that's got 100,000 units under management. We personally control 12,400 units and another 500,000 square feet of office buildings. And I can just tell you, of all the businesses that I own, I'm a partner or CEO, some variation of relationship in, I don't know, 16 or 17 businesses, maybe 18. My real estate business is the best business because it grows even when I can't. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can go out in your marketplace, whether you live in Singapore or Cincinnati, you live in Dubai or Detroit, you live in LA, or you live in Laos, wherever you live in the world, okay? The guys on Instagram are saying, that's why I don't like to do these guys on Instagram, okay? It's at grantcardone.com/live if you guys want to see this straight up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you today how I took my first deal I ever bought. Well, there's 3 deals that I bought that changed my life, okay? The first deal I ever bought, I put $3,000 down. I'll show it to you in a second. Put $3,000 down, and I bought a $75,000 asset. That's called leverage, right? So $3,000. It was in a very similar cycle. I think it was $78,000. It was a very similar cycle to the one we're in right now. We're having a housing correction right now. I can explain to you why it is. And this housing correction is going to get worse, not better. I'll go over all that. Sabrina, can you grab the front door? So the housing correction is going to provide you and your family with an opportunity that did not exist just 6 or 8, 9 months ago. About 8 months ago, I quit buying all assets. If you've been following my story, 8 months ago, February, is that right? Yeah, February this year, I canceled $1 billion worth of projects. And everybody's like, oh my God, man, what is Grant Cardone doing? What you should have been saying is, what does Grant Cardone know? Okay, well, I know I don't lose money, ever. So I've been doing this since 1995. Mid-90s, there was a credit and loans crisis. I took advantage of that. And I became a millionaire doing that. In 2000, after the internet crash, I bought 2,200 apartments in Tucson, Arizona, and made millions of dollars on that. In 2008, I sold all my assets, basically. And then there was a crash in 2008. While all my friends went busted, I avoided all the damage. And then in 2010, I bought almost 2,000 units, had sold everything, bought another almost 2,000 units in Florida. Those 2,000 units today are worth, I don't know, $400 million. Ridiculous. Okay. Now, this is all true. It can be documented. I'll show it to you today. I'll show you the records. I know there's a bunch of you that are skeptical and you don't trust anybody. Maybe you've never seen me before. You don't even know who I am. I have bought almost $5 billion worth of real estate over the last 35 years. We've sold billions of dollars of products and services on the internet. I'm a teacher. At the core of me, I'm a teacher. I want to help people. And so all I'm doing today is I'm sharing with you guys what I've done to take advantage of cycles like this. We are in what I believe to be the greatest real estate cycle, opportunity, correction that I've ever lived in. Okay, so let me show you these first three deals. The first deal, $3,000, bought me $78,000, and I was making $200 a month. $2,400 a year on that asset. That was freaking amazing for me, okay? Because I was 30 years old, 28 years old at the time. And I don't know about you, but an extra $200 a month. I put $3,000 in. What does $3,000 buy today? That doesn't even buy a used car anymore, right? It buys what? Something stupid. It buys a Gucci bag. This rather than buying the Gucci bag, what I went and did was I put $3,000 down in an asset. I'm going to show you this exact deal exists in your marketplace today, by the way. And it's only $78,000. And you could buy it with less than $3,000. I'll show you all these deals today. So don't leave. We got a bunch of free gifts for everybody. If you just pay attention, I'm going to give you $1 billion worth of game today for free. $1 billion. Now, I'm going to show you how to find your first deal that makes you a bunch of money. This was a great deal for me. This is my first deal. My second deal, and I'm going to show you these on the internet here in a second. I'm going to show you what they're worth today. My second deal, I put no money down, okay? And that bought a $92,000 asset. That was freaking awesome. No money, and I owned $92,000. I later sold this for $122,000. I made $30,000 on no money. My third deal, this is the one I want to show you. I put $350,000 down and paid $1.9 million. Now I raised this money for you guys are like $350,000. I don't have $350,000. I borrowed the $350,000 from friends and family. This guy that bought this paid $5 million. $5 million to build it. $5 million to build it. Okay, I paid 1.9. I'm going to show you those deals today. I put $350,000 down, and I sold this later for $5.3 million, 37 months later. Okay, so this is where I became a millionaire. I was 31, 32 years old, and my first real great deal made me a multimillionaire. And that's what I want to show you guys today. We're going to be giving some stuff away. I want to tell you, for those of you, you got a number. Have we peeked out on the entries, on the people on? Okay. So I just want to invite everybody to want to make sure you guys know what you're doing here. Have intention. I'm going to show you a deal. You need something to write with, and I would strongly suggest that you put a do not disturb bubble around you, okay? Because truly, this can be $1 million worth of advice. But that's not the problem. It's coming in from the back or somewhere. Somebody came here, opened the door. Okay, and okay. So this is a live real estate training. It'll last about 90 minutes long. And for those of you who want to go deeper with me, I will be making an offer today. Johnny, I don't know if you can show that. It's a $16,000 offer, and it's only $997. For anyone that gets it before I even pitch it, this is for the dedicated and committed. Where's the proprietary, my proprietary, Yeah. Johnny, can you show the proprietary deal tracker? I'm going to give this to everybody that takes advantage of this. People pay $25,000 to be in a club that I do. We make this available to all of them. I'm going to give this to everybody. I track every deal I've ever done in my career, every deal I look at, every deal that comes on the market, every deal I underwrite. I've literally walked billions of dollars of deals. And I'm going to give you one of our cash flow hats, okay? Cash flow hat, a free book, How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate. That's a book I wrote, a bestseller on how to create wealth, real wealth in real estate. I'll give you one of our cash flow hats. Cash flow is very, very important to these deals. And then I'll give you our deal tracker. How do they click that? How do they get that? Yeah, grantcardone.com/deal, grantcardone.com/deal. You don't have to buy it. This is just for people that want to go hard and deep, okay? And by the way, that's a 10-hour video training program.
One thing about the live event that comes with that.
And I haven't explained that, okay? It comes with a 3-day event in December. We got to go on the same page. Don't worry about all this other stuff. It comes with a 3-day live event in December. It comes with a 10-hour video program that you start with today. I don't really want to go into the whole explanation. I can do that later for those of you who have a question. You're stealing it. You can go to my website and buy it for $10,000. And the ticket's another $3,000. So, or you can get it right now for $997, okay? Or not. I'm just going to show you a way to become literally, if you wanted to have the greatest business you've ever had in your lifetime would be this business I'm explaining to you today, okay? Now, why real estate and why now if we have everybody situated, Jared? I'm just waiting for you guys to give me a heads up that we got what we need in the room. Everybody's situated. Everybody knows what they're doing. And nobody's talking to them. Okay. All right. So 157,000 people signed up for this event. Right now we have about 10% of that audience in, so I'm sure more people are going to be coming in. And this, folks, is, if you look on your, where's my phone at? Okay, I'm killing this. Instagram, if you guys want to come over, come over. And don't share it online, okay? If you look up news today and put in commercial real estate, I'm going to show you why I'm doing this today. I truly believe this is the greatest real estate opportunity of your lifetime. Let me see what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for now. Yeah, I'm sharing that right now. That's not what I wanted from you. If I'm gonna basically go put commercial real estate in here, and I want to show you how much bad news there is in here. This is what I'm looking at right now. This is Google today. And this is why this is an opportunity. Okay, I'm gonna explain this opportunity to you. Nobody is talking about what I'm sharing with you today. And I'm talking about making real money here. I took $3,000, turned it into 78,000. I took zero, turned it into 92,000. I took 350,000 once I learned what I was doing and turned it into $5 million. Who would not do that? Like if you knew this game and you're like, yeah, but I don't have money and I don't have credit. I didn't have any money and I didn't have any credit. And I didn't have any knowledge. Okay? If I'd have known what I know today, if I knew that this correction was happening, man, I'm telling you, if I was 25 years old, 35 years old, 45 years old, single mom with 2 kids, I would learn everything I could. I'd get this material right here. I'd listen to it freaking 200 hours. I'd listen to it over and over. You own this for life, okay? And then I would freaking just set myself up to get ready to become a multimillionaire using real estate, okay? This is what it says. I'm going to read this to you, okay? Just some of the highlights. Why office buildings are still in trouble. Big opportunity coming in office buildings. Vulture circles as distress looms for commercial real estate. This is real deal. This is a friend of mine, by the way, Pat Carroll. Pat owns about $12 billion worth of real estate. I'm going to interview him next week. And this guy's setting up for $250 million worth of cash equity. Now, also to basically be a vulture in deals. There's another group right now that has raised $400 billion, Jared, the number is $400 billion, $400 billion in cash to rescue people that bought real estate in the last 2 years, okay? Okay. So let me, I'm gonna share a screen with you right now. And guys, you want to take notes here, okay? This is happening. It's going to happen with or without you. This marketplace is going to go wonkers, okay? Hey, congratulations to everybody that took advantage of the offer that I haven't even explained yet. This is the kind of real estate that I buy, just so you know. If you don't know who I am, this is the kind of stuff I buy. I'm tracking this deal right now. This is what we do on our deal tracker too. People that are in our club actually get access to deals that I'm working on and are doing. Look at this beast right here, okay? I'm trying to buy this deal. Now this deal was gonna be $250 million, but it didn't sell because the market corrected, okay? Look at this, is this beautiful? Here's the property right here. Johnny, can they see this?
Yeah.
Okay, this property right here. Now this guy's gonna sell this property right now. I'm gonna do something that's a little complicated, but for those of you that stay with me the whole time, I will explain the whole thing to you, okay? This is not complicated at all. It seems complicated in the beginning, as it did to me, because I didn't understand the language. I'm gonna do my best in 90 minutes to explain the language to you, but I've been doing this 35 years, so I cannot dump 35 years in 90 minutes, but I can show you what I'm looking to do here, okay? For instance, let's say a deal, and I need my calculator for this. Let's say a deal, let's say a 4-unit deal. Yeah, there's a calculator over there. 4-unit deal at $1,000 a month is what, 4,000 bucks times 12, it's $48,000 a year. And let's say it costs $10,000, it's over there in the box. $38,000 is what's called the NOI, okay? The NOI, okay? Now that deal in, it's very, very important you guys understand what I'm about to do right here. I could not do this. The last time we did an event like this, if you go back and watch that other event, watch this one, you're gonna be like, dude, okay, the deals are similar, but what he's saying is completely different. When the market corrects, you gotta correct. And that's why I dropped $1 billion worth of deals, $1 billion. Okay, because we have a thing happening right now. This deal would have sold, this is a small deal, 4 units. It's not that big Mason deal that I was telling you about. This deal would have sold in most markets, 38,000 divided by 0.05. Let's say this deal would have sold for $760,000, okay? Now, basically what I did was I used a 5 cap on that deal. I'm being very, very generous. Called the cap rate. Cap rate is the return. This is what it would have traded for back in, just maybe in 3 months ago. In 3 months, what happened was this interest rate, the rate that they got on this asset at $760,000, it's almost $200,000 a door. This, by the way, would have probably sold for $800,000. Because there would have been so many bidders. There would have been 15 bidders trying to get this deal. It was only worth $760, probably not even worth that. And people just kept bidding it up because there was 26 bids on it. As you know, maybe you were trying to buy a house in Denver or Detroit, or you were trying to buy a house in LA or Tucson. You were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Savannah, Georgia, or Tampa. These are all markets that I shop, by the way. Raleigh, North Carolina, Durham. You were in Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. You were in Winnipeg, Saskatoon, Regina. You were in Dubai trying to do deals. Dude, you had people, hundreds of people in many cases. I had one deal, there was 118 offers on this one deal, okay? Some of them were low, some of them were middle, and some of them were just like stacked up. I lost the deal last year. The guys paid $30 million more than my offer. Now, why is that important? What does that have to do with you? Because that group is going to lose that property in this cycle. And I'm going to go back, and that's why that deal tracker that I gave you guys that took advantage of this, that deal tracker is so important, because I'm going to go back and watch the group, institutional, these are the freaking smartest of the smartest people in the world. My daddy used to tell me, hey man, smart people go broke too. Remember that, okay? The difference is smart people, when they go broke, they got better shit that they go broke with. Broke people never have good shit that they go broke with. The big institutions, when they lose stuff, just go tell them to stop. Okay, when the big institutions lose stuff, they lose the best stuff. And they do lose stuff. Now watch, track me on this deal. Let's say this deal sold for 800. Now, this same deal today, same deal, is worth $422,000. Okay? Somebody's going to buy this deal for $422,000. I can show you how to buy that deal with $12,000. I can show you how to buy a deal with 12 grand. Would you buy that deal? $12,000 to buy that deal all day long, any city in America, and I don't give a hell what your credit score is, because this thing will produce income. You see this income right here? This income right here, this is income. Even if you don't qualify, let's say you work at McDonald's right now and you make $38,000 a year of working at McDonald's. Now you make $76,000 a year, and the bank is going to give you credit for that earned income. Now, look, I just gave you $400,000 worth of advice in the first 21 minutes, and half of it was an introduction. So now, how do I know this? Because this is not going to trade at this number anymore. Why? Because the interest rate on this deal was 3% when they bought it, and now the interest rate is going to be probably 8%. And so you're going to basically take the difference between, give me a water, champ. That water right there. You're going to you just walked in and made me thirsty. Okay, that's my daughter. Sabrina, come here. Come tell them come show them your bracelet.
So excited. So,
Introduce yourself.
My name is Sabrina Cardone. I'm 13. I'm investee in Cardone Capital.
Yeah, right there.
And I am an investee in Cardone Capital.
Investor. You're an investor.
Investor. And so with this month's money, I got to get this really pretty bracelet.
Yeah, so she gets a check every month because she works for the company. She gets a salary for the company, and that salary she takes and invests in Cardone Capital. We own 12,000 apartments, and as an investor, my wife's an investor. Jared Glant, he works with me. Sherry Hamilton, who works with me. Ryan Secco, and about 11,000 other people invest in my real estate funds, 21 funds that we built. And Sabrina, her money goes into that, and she gets a check every month for $600. She can take the $600, not the original money. She can take the $600 and spend it on stuff that she wants. You guys should all put your kids on these programs, okay? This is how you do the deal. This is how you play the game, and this is how you create wealth. 70% of all the millionaires in America are sitting on real estate. Most billionaires today are grabbing real estate, including some of the biggest organizations in the world. Let me just put this one article in here. I saw it last night. I read all the time about all these guys that are making moves. Some of you are like, man, I don't know, man. Is this a gimmick? Is this real? Is this really possible? It wasn't in February last year, 10 months ago. This was a whole different story. Today, what? No, let him do it. Let him knock it out as quick as he can. Okay. Okay. So, oops, I don't want to be in a Zoom meeting right now. Let me see, John. That's Johnny sending me that. Okay. Watch this. Now, in real estate, different than a bunch of these scams on the internet, real estate can be tracked. Okay. In fact, for every piece of real estate in America, there's a deed, there's a recording, there's a title. It's not like the FTX thing. Like, well, okay, where did the money go? Okay, and Sam walks away with $3 billion. With real estate, everything can be validated. That's why I love real estate. That's why I've never trusted the stock market, okay? Because I'm like, okay, I don't know who's doing what, where. I can't meet anybody. It's just a piece of paper. I trade a piece of paper for another piece of paper. Read this. It says J.P. Morgan. This was yesterday. J.P. Morgan is about to spend $1 billion on hundreds of rental homes across America. Guess what? That is exactly what I just described there. And that's J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan's run by Jamie Dimon, one of the most successful banks in the world. Let me show you another one. Another one. My friend DJ Khaled says, another one. Another one, Jared. Okay, check this out. This is yesterday. Single family constructions plunge. Huge opportunity for you guys. Huge opportunity. You live in Daphne, Alabama, where they're building single families right now. Oh my God. Anywhere in Alabama, the Gulf Coast. I'm going to give you guys every city. And when you get my deal tracker sheet, you're going to see where we're shopping. Okay. You just kind of follow me. Success leaves clues. Single family construction starts plunge as home builders drown in inventory. Multifamily construction at a 36-year high. Okay, now, so what you got going on right now, this is the simple math of it. Okay, what happened was December of last year, 2021, right? Interest rates were 2.8%. December 2022, interest rates are 7.5% on the same deal, on the same exact piece of real estate. Now, what does that have to do with you, and how do you make money with this? Okay, what is this? That's 4.7% difference. Okay, like, this is freaking insane. It's insane that you could do this. That's why I dropped $1 billion worth of assets. Now, 35 years, I've never lost money in a multifamily real estate deal. I've never, anything that cash flows, as long as it had a tenant, 35 years, as long as it had cash flow, I have never lost. I've had all my buddies that are in real estate, most of them end up losing everything. The builders lose everything. Remember that last article. Housing is stopping. They can't get rid of their inventory, and multifamily is building out. So this 4.7%, this is a massive number. This is 3x. Everybody's kind of like, no big deal. There's those guys out there, the interest rate maximalists, that are like, interest rates are just normalized. This is not normal. And the reason it's not normal is because real estate, you got to answer that phone. Okay, it's because real estate inflated so much. It inflated because the Fed printed so much money. And when you print this much money, money's like, I want to go find an asset. Money wants to go sit in something. People that have a lot of money, they want to go put it in an asset where they protect the money because they know this dollar is going down in value. So watch what happens now, okay? Let's say I had $1 million asset right here. And the $1 million was based on it producing $30,000 a year. See, that's 3% of that number. Okay, so you could simply say, well, if it was worth that, okay, if it was worth that, if it produced this much NOI, what would I pay for it today? Okay, what would I pay for the same thing today? What you do is you basically just take the 30,000 divided by the 0.75. I think that's right. Uh, 30,000 divided by 0.075. Yeah. And this same asset today, you pay $400,000 for it. And you're like, man, that's impossible. Okay, would you do it if you could? If you knew what to look for, who to call, if you knew where the deal was, if you knew what the asset looked like, if you knew how to get a loan on it, you're like, I don't have 400 grand. You could buy that deal with $12,000. That's all I need to buy that deal. I need 3% down to buy that deal. Okay. Now, if that was a $10 million deal, obviously you need more money because it's not a single family home and it's not 4 units. Okay. 1 unit, 4 units, up to 4 units, you can buy with 3% down. If you're a vet, you can buy it with no money down, 0. You don't need any money at all. But you still need to know where you're going to buy, what are you looking at, okay? So when I got started in the game, let me just show you what I did. The first deals I did, I'm going to show you what I did. First deal I ever did was on let me see, what was that deal? Let's see if I can show you this. It was 1113 Sheffield. Can y'all see that, Johnny? Do you see 1113 Sheffield, or do you see 5422? I don't want you to see 50. I want you to see 11. So how do I stop my screen and share it again? But I got to already be on the right thing or something? Man, they really need to fix this, you know? Okay, well, let me just show you this first. I'm going to show you this. See, I got to go to that. No, it doesn't help. I'm going to share this. See, it's weird, man. Zoom is going to get beat up. I would not buy stock in Zoom. So look, I want to show you guys. I put in 4 units. I'm going to put in this website. I'm going to put in this website because I know some of you think, well, there's no assets available. People can't buy anything. There's nothing. Guys, there's so many homes in America. I'm going to put into my filter settings here. They can see this, Johnny? I'm going to put in 4 units to 6 units. Anywhere in America. And let's see what comes up. Okay. I don't know how many this is, but I guarantee there are pages and pages and pages and pages. Here's a deal right now in Windham, Ohio. $484,000. You could buy this with 12 grand. You guys are stupid not to learn this game. I shouldn't use the word stupid because it's a horrible word. This thing's $480,000. You could buy this with 14,400 bucks down. Okay, and this is what it'll pay you. Am I out? Am I back to me, Johnny, or are they seeing the screen? Oh, perfect, Johnny. So you do that, I'll do this, okay? So that deal would be 24%, $400,000. See, what happened was this guy bought it at the wrong time. It's going to produce $96,000 of net operating income. You're going to have a loan on it. Let's see here, 480. You're going to get a terrible loan on it right now, but you could raise all the money. People in my club, they would just raise the whole 480. Like we just did a deal for 60 million. We raised all the money. We didn't use a bank. That's what some of these distress guys are doing. This is why you guys got to shift the game right now. If you've been flipping, you're wholesaling, you're buying single family, if you ever wanted to get in this game, now is your time to get in this game. You have to learn the game now, and you have to start collecting either funds or people that have funds. And we show you how to do it in the course. Okay, 480 less 14,000 times 0.075. Okay. Times 0.075 equals, okay, your debt is going to cost you $35,000 a year, maybe a little more than that. Let's make $40,000 a year, and you're going to make $51,000 a year. What'd you put down? You put down 14 grand. You're going to have an extra 51 grand a year. Most of you will have more money coming in from this one purchase than you have from your job. That's available in America today, in Ohio. Now you got to know how to make the phone call. You got to know how to make the pitch. You got to know how to get the loan. You got to know how to raise the money if you don't have the 14 grand. And you got to know how to manage the property. You got to know what to do and what not to do. You got to know what price to offer them. Maybe that's not even the right price, okay? So let me go back. I'm going to show you my first deal I ever bought, if I can find it in here. I don't know why my damn order of things got messed up. 51, 50, 27. See, okay, I'm going to put this in here. Johnny, let them see that I'm putting it in here in real time. Got it. Okay. So this is why I love real estate, right? Because you can't trick. I'm going to show you that. Okay, and I apologize for this being so organic, but that's even better. Okay, because you know what? Now you know I'm not doing any funny bunny. I'm going to go to 1113 Sheffield Street, Bel Air. It just popped up for me, right? Okay, watch this. I'm going to go to Zillow. Currently not for sale, 1,179 square feet. Man, this thing is overgrown. Okay, now you see this deal right here? This is the first piece of real estate I ever bought in my whole career. If you go to other sites, you will actually see that this is the owner, that I owned this back in 1990. I think I sold this in 98 or something, okay? 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 1,100, off market. It's worth $375,000 today. It rents for $1,907. Crazy, okay? Now watch this. Come back to me, Johnny. See all the price history here? Johnny, let's go back and share that again. I want everybody to see what this is. Again, this is why I love real estate, because you can't be tricked here. Yeah, you can't be tricked. You can't be ripped. Okay, look at the complete tax history: 2022, 21, 20, 19, 2019. Here's the taxes you're having to pay on this property: $4,000 a year. It was $5,800 one year, and then it went down. Okay, you see this? 2004 it was worth $144,000. 2003 it was worth $131,000. 2002 it was worth $119,000. 2001 it was worth $108,000. 2000 it was worth $99,000. I bought it for $78,000. Okay, not 1 year has it ever been assessed for less than I bought it for. There's been 2 owners of this house the entire time. Come back to me, Johnny. Now, this is the first deal I ever bought. First deal I ever bought. I want you guys to see this deal. This might be a deal that I'd want to go back and try to buy again today. So I paid $78,000 for this. Not really. That's really what I paid. My down payment is what I paid for it. Okay. That property today rents for $1,900 a month. So let me just show, the same lady has owned this since I bought it. $1,900. Let's just say she collected $1,900 a month for the last 10 years. Think that's too aggressive? Yeah. She's owned it for over almost 20 years. Let's say she decided because she's an older woman, let's say she decided she wanted to go live some other place. And let's say it's the last, let's just say it's the last 10 years. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in Houston, Texas, 2 miles from the Galleria, great location, close to the interstate. It's in Bel Air. Bel Air is it's got its own police. That's what you guys got to know. You got to know location. Location, I'm going to go over a bunch of things you don't want to violate. Location's one of them. So watch, let me just do that, times 120 months. She would have made $228,000 in income in the last 10 years. What did I pay for it? What did I pay for the property? $3,000, exactly. I paid $3,000. That's 76 times your money. Okay? I would have made 76x on my money. Now, there's a whole bunch of other things that I could have done with this along the way that I would have owned it, but I didn't know what I didn't know when I was 28. So what happened was I sold it and picked up some money. I made 100% return on my money. I went down the street, I bought another deal. 5422 Braeburn was my second deal. This is my start in real estate. I put no money down. Let me see if I can find that deal. See, I think I have to go to that first. Is that right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's because it's up, okay? See this house right here? This is not the house I bought. It was a tear down when I bought it. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,886 square feet. Oops. And you still see the deal, right, Johnny? Okay, now watch this, okay? These people have been trying to sell this house. In 2015, they tried to sell this house. It says it's worth $1.2 million. That's what the estimate is by Zillow. Now, there's a bunch of different trackings. I teach you all the different places where you can gather information about the value of something, whatever the value, Redfin, they're always wrong. Who was the other group that busted out already doing this? It was some automated site. Maybe you guys can throw it in the chat. Who was the automated company? They were trying to buy stuff online. Might have been Compass. Okay. This says it's worth 1.2 million. This was on the market for $850,000 in 15. It sold in 2015, but it doesn't say how much it sold for. It was listed for sale in 2014. They changed the price twice from 14 to 15. And then this is going to tell you for the last many years what the value of that real estate has been. Back in 2000, it was worth $227,000. Back to me, Johnny? That really helps me, Johnny, when you pop back and forth. This is my second deal. My second deal was this deal. Zero money down. So what did I pay for it? If I put no money down, what did I pay for it? That's what I paid for it, okay? It was worth $92,500 when I sold it. Let's see, what year was this? We don't have a date on what year this was, right? This is what it looked like, by the way. Oh, yeah? Okay. I bought it for $92,000. I sold it just 3 years after I bought it. I think I bought this in late 90, maybe mid-90s. See, I was 28 and 58 is 83. So 19, yeah, this is mid-80s I bought it. I got scared. Late 80s, the marketplace got really, really terrible. The economy was bad. We had oil lines, all kind of problems. I got scared. I didn't know if I'd have kept it. The place is $1 million today. All I had to do was keep the house. It's worth $1 million today, and it rents. Check this out. It rents today for $7,500 a month. In the last 10 years, just the last 10, and it's worth $1.2 million. That new house is probably worth $2.5 million, maybe more than that. And let's see, if I would have rented it just for the last year, times 12, just last year, I would have made more than I paid for the house. Okay, times 25 years. It's been 25 years. 25 times 90,000. This is the cash flow. This is why I say cash flow is so important. $2.2 million in cash flow, and I would still own the asset. That was my second deal. Like a fool, I sold it. I sold it and made $32,000. Not bad though. Made 32 grand on this one. I made $3,000 on the first one, and that set me up for my education. And Johnny, you're talking in the background, man. Okay, that set me up for my third deal. So my third deal was in San Diego, California. But in between those two deals and my third deal, I started researching people like Sam Zell, the guy Donald Bren. These are masters of the real estate game. And I learned what I was doing wrong. In the beginning, I just didn't know anything. So I'm just telling you guys, what you don't know, you don't know. I want to congratulate everybody that's taken advantage of this. This is a 10-hour video course. Comes with my book. 10-hour video course. Comes with the real estate resource book. That resource book got my PSAs, my due diligence. It's got my underwriting. It's got my deal tracker in it. It's got just everything you need to know that you can study at home on your computer, from your telephone. You can learn this game exactly as I know it. And right now is the best time you could get involved. No numbers on the pages. That's problematic for me. And it gets you in the game. It gets you in a position where you could start knowing where to look, what to look for, what to pay, and how to get in the game. Okay, now let me tell you why right now. And just again, congratulations for everybody that took advantage of that offer right there. Here's 10 reasons. Yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, okay? All of you that just came in, okay? All of you that just came in, we're doing an event in December. What is the date?
December 16th, 17th.
December 16th, 17th, 18th. I'm doing this already. And I'm going to comp you guys a 3-day live event. In this event are professional real estate investors. People that, I'm talking about the investors. I'm not talking about guys that manage real estate like me. I'm talking about investors. People come to this meeting to meet people so they can give money to people like me to buy real estate. They want to meet you. They want to know you know what you're doing. They want to know what market you're in. They want to know what deals you have. I put this group of people together, okay? This is the most qualified group of people you'll ever be with. Freaking phenomenal. I mean, just the networking is worth, could be worth millions of dollars in your career. I'm going to give you that 3 days. Comes with that little ticket back there. I have a little ticket or badge that we'll give you when you get there. I told Jared not to show the badge, and now I want the badge. Anyway, phenomenal people, all real estate investors. There'll be real estate investors, brokers. There'll be mortgage people there. I mean, it is a freaking networking. About 2,000 people are there. I do the entire 3 days from stage. This is sponsored by my friend at Cardone Ventures, Brandon Dawson. Brandon's going to sponsor this and put it on. So I got about 100 of these seats I can give away. First 100 people that take advantage of this today, I'll include, as long as seats last, 100. It's a $5,000 ticket, by the way. So why now? Why should you guys do this right now? You think you just missed the best housing market the last 2 or 3, 4 years. I mean, I make so much money. Me and Jared would always talk about it being a super cycle. But actually, the super cycle is just getting underway. And because your entry into the super cycle, what happened was you guys got priced out. You couldn't buy the asset. It was impossible to buy the asset because for every great asset that you found, okay, if you had this great house, great house, great location, this is what happened. You had, you didn't have Betty and Bob showing up. You had 20x Betty and Bob showing up, all qualified, all wanted to buy. And then something changed after COVID. In addition to 20 of these people looking at this property, I'm not going to draw all 20 out, but you get the point, right? They're all competing. This is basic supply and demand. This is how marketplaces are made. This is when people say, let the marketplace make the value what it is, okay? Remember, interest rates are going down this whole time. From 5, 4, 3, and even into the 2s. And then COVID happened, okay? Now, what happened in COVID, this also happened after 9/11. It happened because, and the big financial groups never talk about this, but I believe what happened was that when there's big emotional events, 9/11 was an emotional event, terrified people, and then also COVID. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. I'm gonna have to wear a mask. What do I wanna do? I wanna have a nice place to live. This always happens. This has been happening for thousands of years, okay? When you move, when the Vikings, go across the ocean and they go to another place, first thing they want to do is they want to build a house. They want to build a safe place. They want to build a fire. They want to bring their family. They're trying to protect. They put walls around it and they're like, hey, we need to protect ourselves. First thing you want to do, first thing people do when they're emotional is they want to go home. They want to move home. They want to go back. They want to get coddled, cuddled, and protected and taken care of. And that's what happened in 2020. In 2020, when COVID hit, man, housing became like, okay, I'm going to go get another house. I'm going to get a bigger house. And this is the other thing that happened. These 20 people right here trying to buy this house, then there's these guys right here. Okay, these are mega boys. These are big, eyeball looking. Look at this, Jared. They're greedy, and they're like, you know what? Why should we let these guys buy this? Let's say this house was worth $800,000. These people need to get a loan that they're qualified to buy. Based on what? You guys should write all this down. Okay, these people needed to get a loan on this $800,000, qualified based on their jobs. When COVID happened, 40 million people lost their jobs. So some of these people got whacked. Now, when COVID lifted and money was pushed into the marketplace, all this money got pushed into the marketplace. These people got money, and these people got more money. Okay, these people got a lot of money, and they're like, okay, I'm still qualified. I still have my job. I'm working from home. And the banking system kept lending money out. In fact, those interest rates went out because the amount of money into the universe just exploded. So the banking system starts dropping interest rates down into the 2s. So these people now qualified for this house that they didn't qualify before. But what happened was these guys over here says, hey man, look, I'll pay $900 for the house. I'll pay $850. You guys get in line. Give me every offer you have and I'll write a check right now. They did not need money. And then what happened, okay, the second stage of this, these greedy guys started buying up all this stock, okay? Now you got BlackRock doing it, Blackstone doing it, JP Morgan, Warren Buffett said if he had enough money, he'd buy 10,000 homes. You actually have people doing that. JP Morgan is funding $1 billion. Huh? Jeff Bezos at Amazon got a bunch of heat last week for doing this. Like, what are you doing taking advantage of the housing? You guys should be taking advantage of it, not rich people, but you're not because you don't know what's going on. So these greedy guys told their buddies, smaller greedy guys, these are called syndicators. Okay? I know because I'm a syndicator. I syndicate real estate deals. And these syndicators, the only place they can make their money is in real estate. They're real estate syndicators. They're good people. I'm not saying they're bad people. This is how they make their money. They make their money on fees. Okay? And so when these guys were started paying $800,000 or $840,000, 5 and 6 and 8 and 10 and 20% more than the property. But look, these people are worth trillions of dollars, without exaggeration, $1 trillion companies. Well, these syndicators says, hey man, maybe I'll do what they're doing. And they started playing the same game. I was just in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know, call Ryan. I was in Phoenix, Arizona last week, had a meeting with a group. I'll keep this real time for you so you can hear it. And
Hey, Grant.
Hey, did you get me that the stuff from the guy in Phoenix?
He never sent it to me.
Well,
Call him 3 times.
Call him 4 times. Bye. So that's my BP of Cardone Capital. Call him a 4th time. So he told me last week that 80% of all the loans done since 2020 were called adjustable rate mortgages. They all have what's called floating debt on them. And I'm like, well, how much money are you talking about? He's like, billions. And I'm like, well, how many billions? He's like, hundreds of billions. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Now just consider this. Guys, I'm going to explain all this to you. This is so basic. You just got to understand the macro thing, this macro thing that's happening, this giant macro thing that's happening. It's never going to have anything to do with you. You guys you're not part of this, you know, but it can affect your ability to take advantage of stuff. And unfortunately, 10 years ago, there was no social media. There was no Zoom. There was no internet. I couldn't come in my house on a Saturday afternoon and teach people this, okay? Nobody else was teaching it, even if they could have. I own $4 billion worth of real estate, and I'm coming to you on a Saturday to teach you how to get your $1 billion worth of real estate. So give yourself a hand for being here, but ain't nobody teaching you guys how to do this. And the people that are teaching you aren't out buying the real estate. I'm buying real estate, actively buying real estate. So watch what happens. Let's say there's 10 billion. And this is one market. This is one market, Phoenix, Arizona. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, Savannah, Atlanta, Augusta, Raleigh, Durham. I'm just going up the East Coast right now. Pittsburgh, New Jersey, Newark, the place up green, all that beautiful green mountain country in New Jersey, New York, Brooklyn. Like I'm not even Hartford, Connecticut. Like I'm not even getting off the seaboard right now, right? Minneapolis, Tulsa, like Chicago, St. Louis, like just go, Denver. This conversation. Now watch. Let's say there was $10 billion worth of debt at 3%.
That's just in that.
That's in Phoenix, Arizona. This debt was all done in 2020 on an adjustable. The rate at 3%. The reason why these syndicators all flip their deals. They basically have a 3-year cycle, 3 to 5 years, 2023 or 2025. Typically, it's this number. This is probably the hottest number in here. This is not complicated. This has nothing actually to do with what you're going to learn in this course, but this is the macro picture that's creating the opportunity so that you can be like, is there really going to be an opportunity for me? Oh, 1,000. These people do not have a choice. Do you understand? This is a timeline. I had dinner with Warren Buffett, 8 months ago? This is a timeline. This is an enforced timeline. They have to sell this asset at that date. Okay? Now, this is a syndicator. These are all syndicators, and these syndicators get money from a bank. That rate will now be 8%, not 3%, starting this month. No. What are we in? Starting in December. The first of this money starts peeling off, and it'll go from 3% all the way to 8%, and they don't have protection on it. The entire 3% to 8%. So let me just put in 5% of 10 billion is what? 550 million more in debt? I don't even know how to calculate it. The number's that big. Yeah. It's 500 million. So they have $500 million worth of new debt. Let's just keep in mind, this is every year. Now, that's not the only part of the picture. At Cardone Capital, when COVID hit, the first thing I did was I kept raising money, but I did three things. I kept raising money and doing deals. Number two, I killed my preferred return. I dropped it. Preferred return means the investor, this guy's got to get paid back. The investor on these syndicators are also paid 8, some of them 10, and some of them 12%. That is another $500 million a year. That means this $10 billion worth of real estate will cost that syndicator $1 billion every year, 10% of his price. In 3 years, his $10 billion real estate, he's got $13 billion invested. On top of that, they did what's called rehab. Okay? Most of these guys were buying garbage real estate. 3 things we did when COVID happened. We continued to buy. 2, we dropped our preferred. And 3, we increased the quality of the asset. We let go of value add or enforced appreciation, called forced appreciation, value add where we weren't spending money, okay? Now, here, I think Ryan just sent me this. Loan maturity development pipeline, okay? I shared this with all you guys. These are called loan maturities. There's a macro picture for the smart people in the room, okay? And this is how much of this stuff is coming out. Development pipeline, what's in the pipeline. We share all this. Guys, congratulations to everybody who took advantage of this course. I'm telling you, it's $1 billion worth of information that I'm sharing with you. This is what he just sent. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Ryan. Tell Ryan thank you, okay? Yeah, and so everybody, by the way, I'm sorry I forgot to tell you guys this. Everybody that took advantage of this, I'm going to give you, no, the ticket, man. Come on, man. You got to get on the same page with me, man. You should be reading my mind, bro. Now, remember, these guys, they also did rehab, okay? Let's see, $10 billion worth of assets. Thank you. I'm also giving everybody this, okay? You're going to get a ticket to our growth conference, executive level seat, not to our growth conference, to our December real estate event. 3 days. What are the dates, Sharon? December 16th, 17th, 18th, live with Grant Cardone, divided by 200,000, 10 billion. 10 billion. I'm telling you how many units these people had, divided by 225,000. This represents probably 44,444 units today. Now, I know how to do this math. I'm going in backwards. They're like, how do you know all this stuff, bro? All of this is in there, okay? There's almost 20 hours of video training here. All the basic understanding of what I'm doing is in there. So I'm able to back in. You can give me 1 or 2 pieces of information on a real estate deal, and I can back into everything I need to know on what I need to pay for it. So back to the story. Why is this going to get even more complicated and problematic? And this is the correction opportunity of your lifetime, because these guys didn't just overpay for the asset, overcommit to the bank. overcommit to their investor. Then what they did was they're like, oh, we're going to go rehab the property and keep pushing the rents up. And I kept telling people, you can't keep pushing rents up. Yeah, we're going to put new kitchens and faucets in and lights and wood floors. I'm like, bro, people only got so much money. Stop the madness. It's crazy what you're doing. You cannot keep charging people $200, $300, $400 more in rent. Yeah, but we did it down the street. Just because you did it down the street don't mean you can keep doing it. Sooner or later, the American public is going to tap out and run out of money. So watch what happens. In addition to all this, they also spent $25,000 on of the units. Okay, this is a one-time charge of $1.1 billion. Yeah, another $1 billion. I'll be at that conference, by the way, the 3-day real estate summit. Brokers, agents, real estate investors, syndicators all come to the same room and start figuring out how to do deals. Okay, new page. All right, so watch what I got here. Check this out. They paid $10 billion. They probably want the $10 billion back. Everybody agree? They now owe the bank $500 million extra a year. That's in 1 year. They owe the investors $500 million in 1 year, and they spent $1 billion in rehab if they got the rehab done, right? So what do they have after a year? From 2020 to 2021, they now have $10 billion, $11 billion, $12 billion invested in a $10 billion asset that they already overpaid for. Now they overpaid and overpaid, but they're only in year one. Now year two comes. Guess what? 12 billion, 14 billion now. They're looking at this thing, they're doing the math saying, bro, and we're going into a recession. Uh-oh, something else. The loans due. It's time, okay? Now, what just happened was this. You also have, remember that article I read earlier about housing stop of multifamily went up to a 35-year high. They're building more multifamily. A lot of this was multifamily. So what they're going to do is they're going to look up here at the end of the year and going into next year, and they're going to be like, man, our occupancies in our properties are going down because they got new assets coming up around them. You know, when they build 2 units over here, this one, people leave this unit and move into these 2 units because they're offering things like concessions. So I don't mean to overwhelm you with all that, but I'm telling you, I'm just trying to justify time-tested real estate. Why does real estate work? Yeah. Why does real estate work so well? This is fine. This looks great. Why does real estate work so good? First of all, it's time-tested. This same thing was happening in 2008, 9, and 10. In 2012, I bought a piece of real estate 2 years after the crash. I bought a piece of real estate for $58 million. That thing's worth $300 million today. I should have been buying everything. So when I brag about that, can you open this or turn the air conditioning on the iPad over there? Number 2, there is a correction underway. This is why you want to get involved in real estate right now. Number 1, it's time tested. Number 2, it is the correction is underway. It is underway and it's not there yet. So you're not late at this party. You're early at the party. You got about 3 months. That's good. You got about 3 months to prepare yourself with knowledge and 3 months to start either gathering dollars or investors. Too much. Okay, 3, the third benefit, you want to write this down. These are 10 reasons why real estate works right now. Third reason is it builds net worth. It is probably the only way to build net worth. Remember, I'm 32 years old. I took $350,000. I bought an asset that was worth $5.1 million for $1.9 million, okay? So my net worth went from what? I raised the $350 from friends and family. I own $1.9 million worth of asset. That is net worth. I'll show you. It's on an iPad. It's on an iPad. You hit air. Yeah, they're all over the house. So this is the problem with doing something at your house. You know, I apologize. I invited you into my home this weekend, and hope you guys don't mind me doing it right here on a Saturday afternoon. I really appreciate you joining me. I hope you're getting a lot out of this. Okay. So this is the way to create net worth. When you take your income from $50,000 a year to $75,000 a year, that's earned income. That is not increasing your net worth. Okay, you just get taxed more right here. When I take $350,000 that I borrowed from friends and family, I think I put 50 grand in. I had 40 or 50 grand, borrowed the rest, and I bought a $1 million asset. 37 months later, sold it for $5 million. That's fine. I created net worth. I created a net worth, all of which was not taxable, if that's crazy, which brings me to number 4, tax benefits. 10 reasons why real estate works right now. Number 4 is tax benefits. You get tremendous tax benefits that you would not get. I'll go over all these asset exits here in a second, okay? Number 5, real estate works for you 24/7, 365. I can go to France for 2 weeks. It still works. I can be shut down in COVID. It still works. I could be dead and my real estate will still pay me. Now I just started, I remember this deal. This deal was 48 units. Those 48 units is 12,440 units today. 12,440 units. And we manage another 12,000 units on top of that. Did you hear that news? We picked up 12,000 units to manage? Yeah. Okay. So watch this. Multiply 12,000 units, just do 12,000 times our average rent, I think, is $2,000. $2,000. How much is that a month? Jared, help me out on that. 12,000 times $2,000 equals what? 24,000. No, 24 million a month times 12. $288 million. $288 million. Guys, I have $288 million worth of advice right here. A year. That's a year. And that income's going to come in. That income will come in whether I'm alive or dead. You understand? As long as they have great locations, great assets, I take care of the tenants, the properties are well taken care of, pays all the expenses, and it funds all the debt. This is the gross income. Why am I telling you that? This started with 350 grand. Who here, just throw it in the chat. They have a chat open, right? Throw it in the chat. Would you, if you had 4 or 5 or 6 months, okay, would you, if you knew for sure this would be your first deal, would you learn everything you can about real estate and then connect with friends, family, brothers, uncles, aunts, buddies, somebody you work with to gather 350 grand in the next 4, 5, 6 months? If you knew you could make a play like this, if you knew the play for you would end up resulting in the same thing that's happened for me. Okay, that's $288 million a year. That's more money than I ever imagined. Okay, this is more money than any of my other businesses make, by the way. And it doesn't make it because I'm great. It produces that kind of money just because the asset class, people have to live someplace. Time tested, corrections underway, you build your network, tax benefits, it works 24/7. And number 6, it is a hedge against inflation. Okay, these rents are $2,000 now. How many believe in 2032, okay, the rents are going to go up? Watch this. Remember the 12,000 units, 12,440, but let's 12,000 units, okay? And the rents are $2,000 today. And this is 2022. I believe rents are going to flatten out. Just to be completely conservative, and you guys understand where I'm coming from, I don't think rents keep skyrocketing. I think in 2022, they're going to be flat. 23, they're going to be flat. 24, they're going to be flat. And then 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, I'm going to run out of page here. All of a sudden, they're going to start blowing up again. So watch. I got a $2,000 rent here. I got a $2,000 rent here. I could be wrong on this. I got a $2,000 rent here. Now watch what happens. And then in this year, they go up to $2,200. 1 year, I pick up $200 a month. Some of you are going to be like, dude, you're being so conservative. These rents are going to keep going up $60. How many believe they'll go up $60 to $80 to $100 every year? Okay, watch. In the third year, this is called a hedge against inflation, meaning a hedge against inflation. Inflation is the worst tax you get. It's an invisible tax. You don't see it. It doesn't come out of your check. It just grinds you away. It's basically, it took this much to buy something yesterday, and now it takes 2 of them to buy it. That's inflation. And you're like, okay, whatever, prices went up. No, it's not whatever. Your income didn't go up. Your rent went up. So watch what happens. Watch what happens when $200 times 12,000 units. That's an extra $2.4 million a month times 12. That's $28 million. 200 grand gets me an extra $28 million a year. And I'm going to keep this asset at least 10 years. That's $1/3 $1 billion in free cash flow. Okay. Now watch. What Jared's saying is because the rents went up only $200 times 12. $200, only $200. That's not a big rent increase. I have properties where the rents went up $1,000 this year, times 12,000, times 200, times 12, divided by 0.0. I'll even use a terrible cap rate. Let's say the world's coming to an end, and it's a 7 cap rate. I produce $411 million worth of net worth. That's what I'm telling you guys. When rent goes up, I had one rent growth right here. I have one rent growth. This one rent growth got me $411 million worth of new net worth. Okay, my asset went up in value. I got older. Now that's in 1 year. What happens? I believe the rents. If these rents are $2,000 today, that's what this represents. Rent. If these rents are $2,000, I think by 2032 they're $4,000 at least. Now what happens? Now we buy yachts. $2,000 times 12,000. This is stupid money now. Now you guys are like, well, I'm not starting there. I didn't start there either. I started with 1 unit. But look, if you never get started, $288 million extra a year, divided by 0.075, $4 billion, $3.8 billion. I didn't do that. I can't go get $3 billion better at my job. You cannot get $3 billion, $1 billion, $10 million better at your job. You're not a basketball player. You're not a rapper. You don't have any music to sell. You don't have any great talent like me. You don't code anything. You're not going to build. You're not going to build the next software. Maybe you are. If you are, you're only one of 157,000 people on this stream today that are going to do it. If there's 2 of you that think you're going to do it, one of you is wrong. Let's keep it real. Real estate is the best thing that you could possibly do to create wealth for yourself. Number 7, you could refinance these assets, okay? See this new $411 million? Let's say these properties are worth, let's say a property today is worth $1 million. Okay, $1 million. You could buy this $1 million asset with $36,000. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'll show you everything you have to do, every step, how to get the loan, how to pitch the deal, how to make sense of it. So let's say you could buy this with $36,000, and let's say the rents on this deal are, it's 4 units, or no, it's 8 units. I should show them some deals, huh? It's 8 units, and these 8 units are what, $125,000, and they rent for $1,500 a month. Okay? Let's say those rents are going to be, and you're going to keep it 10 years. In 2032, the rents are $3,000. They're going to go from $1,500 a month to $3,000. You didn't do anything. You didn't fix anything. You just waited. It's called time appreciation. Time just accelerates the rents, and the rents determine the new value. So watch what happens. 1,500 times 8 times 12 divided by 6. $2.4 million, and this is called a new value. New value, okay? You paid $1 million. Now it's worth 3.4 million. This is called a refinance, and what I refer to as the exit, no exit. You don't exit the asset. You go to the banks in 2032 and say, hey, I'd like to borrow money against my deal. They're like, yeah, we'll give you a $2.4 million loan. What did you owe on it? You owed $964,000 less the $964 you owe. That's the old loan. Okay, we're going to give you a check for $1 million. Yeah, something like that. $1.44 million. This is a check, cash, non-taxable event. You just became a millionaire. You did it with $36,000. You guys that don't think this is real, this is how I fly Gulfstream. I'm just telling you. You know, I grew up in the bayou. Okay, got my eyes on this, and then I flew by you. I'm just saying. You know, it's real estate that got me by you. Everybody's like, hey, man, dude, what happened to that guy? 12,000 units happened to one at a time. Number 8, the 8th reason you want to do real estate is you can literally start with no money. And I consider 36 grand, 18 grand, 9,000, 10,000, 3,000. It's no money. This 997 I'm offering you guys for this is stupid. It's no money. It's not money. Okay. And yeah. And you guys that are so terrified about, because maybe you've been scammed or taken advantage of, dude, we give you your money back. You know, if you're not happy with the program, just call my office up and they'll say, hey, send the stuff back. We'll send you the 997 back. No problem. Number 9, this is the best asset class people can invest in today. FTX, all the cryptos are weird now, right now, right? Let's see what they're doing today. I'm incapable of talking about crypto without looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at 16,600. It was $69,000. What is that? 16? What is that? Like a 70%?
6 months ago.
No, it was $69,000 a year ago, less than a year ago. Yeah, man. Okay.
61,000.
Yeah. Facebook. What's Facebook at today? Facebook's off 67%. Google's off almost 70%. EXP, it's a company I've invested in. It was $70. It's $11 today. Gold has done almost nothing. It was down $11 yesterday. This is what I'm looking at right now. You guys can see this? Let's see here. Liberty Media Corporation. These are your choices. You can invest in this stuff. Let's see here. Here's a good one. Here's a family but no name. Netflix. Netflix in 1 year. How good's that look? Doesn't that look nice and juicy? If you bought in 2022, July 2022, you're off 700 down to 287. You lost 67% of your money, okay? Real estate is the best class for investors, okay? Number 10, your leverage. You have a leverage multiplier, what's called a multiplier, meaning $36,000 can buy that asset. This is not dangerous because it cash flows. This has to cash flow. So if you don't have the cash flow, you don't want to do this stuff. Follow me? Okay? So again, you guys that are like, I know I'm buzzing through a lot of information. Told you I'd be here 90 minutes. I can see how it looks, but I do want to go over some other information here for those of you who you're maybe like, you know, I don't know if I'm ready to invest in a program. I don't know if I'm ready to learn it. Look, you got to get your head wrapped around this asset class. It's sick. It's ridiculous. We're in a correction, but there's 8 things that you can do right now to make sure that you make money in real estate. If you just follow these 8 rules, you will not lose money in real estate. Number 1, you got to understand these are the 8 different ways you make money investing in real estate. It's not one way, okay? A lot of people, like those syndicators I told you, they only have one way to make money in this deal. They have to sell the asset. I don't want to have to sell the asset. That's not the only way to make money in this game. Number one, the first way you make money, write this down, is passive income. Passive income means you don't earn the money. It didn't mean I go out and dance, I tell a joke, somebody pays me $1 million for the joke. That's earned income and it's taxed at the highest rates, okay? Passive income is I took my $1 million or my 18,000 bucks, I took my $1,000 and I invested it in something and I get a drip. My daughter started out making $1,000 investments in Cardone Capital. We give her $1,000 for some event that she spoke at or something she did, right? We actually pay her because I can write that off and she gets passive income. I think her first checks were like $60. Stay with me, Jared. Okay, it's just, okay, me, him, you know, passive income. So $60 of passive income a month, $60. $60 of passive income a month. My daughter could go out and buy $60 worth of stuff. That is not taxed, by the way. It's a great benefit. The second way you can make money is through tax write-offs. This is not one or two, by the way. This is all of these. I'm going to show you 8 different ways you can make money in the kind of real estate that I'll show you here in a second. Okay, tax write-off. What's a tax write-off? A tax write-off is I go buy a building for $1 million. Remember that $1 million building that I bought back here? Some of you that are invested in real estate, you flippers, the flippers don't even know this. I know professional real estate people are not taking advantage of it. You see this $1 million right here? This $1 million is depreciated over 27 years. Part of it is, let's say $200,000 of the property was land, $800,000 was $800,000 of it is building, roofs, floors, appliances, windows. Those things are going to go down in value over time. They have to be fixed. Okay, so 800,000 divided by 27 means every year I get to write off $30,000 of this property. Remember, this property cost me $36,000 to purchase, and I get $36,000 worth of damn depreciation. And that's only if I don't do what's called accelerated depreciation. When I accelerate depreciation, this is the last year of accelerated depreciation at 100%, I could actually write off the entire $800,000. This is why so many people love real estate. See this guy? He put $36,000 down. This is what you need to explain to your investors. You don't really need the $36,000. You need to go to your investors and say, hey, bro, give me $1 million. Don't give me 36. You be the bank. Okay, give me $1 million. I'll give you the $800,000 deduction. He's like, what? 800 off your other earned income. If you're a professional real estate investor the way I am, this is one thing that can get you started. You got to become educated and professional. Then you file with the IRS to become a professional. They give you the validation that you're a professional because you put in the 700 hours of work a year. I think it's 750 hours. Check this. Brandon Dawson, he earns millions and millions of dollars consulting company. He gives me $1 million, okay? Me and him come up with some kind of partnership agreement. I give him the depreciation. He gets $800,000 deduction as long as he got the aggregate depreciation assigned to him on this acceleration formula. I talk about it in our video series here. This guy, let's say he earned $1 million from his other company, and he earned, first of all, he would earn passive income here. His passive income gets taxed, and he would still have an $800,000 loss. He would get checks from the property and be able to write off $800,000 in 2022 because he bought a piece of real estate. Okay. Number 3 reason you want to do this. Did you know that? You guys put that in the chat. Did you know about the tax write-offs? The real tax write-offs? Do you understand that? Let's say this thing throws off 500 times 8. Let's say this thing throws off $40,000 a year in positive cash flow. He's gonna get something from me. Let's say he invested with me. I'm gonna send him a little form that says, "Hey, you earn $40,000 a year." You understand that that's not taxed because it's offset by that $800,000. He would have earned $40,000 in cash flow, even if he's not considered a qualified real estate professional, he would still have a loss of $760,000 and he earned 40. And he can carry that 760 over for as many years as he chooses to. It never expires. How many of you did not know that that exists? See, if you don't know that exists, how are you going to raise money from people that might not know it exists and don't know it's available? Can't do it in stocks, can't do it in crypto, can't do it in mutual funds, can't do it in IRAs, can't do it in 401ks. There are trillions of dollars that went to IRAs just so somebody could delay tax payments. Okay, this is better than a tax delay. This is a deduction against other earned income. So a guy like me that I earn tens of millions of dollars a year, right? Most of the years, I don't pay any taxes because I have this depreciation claim that I can write off. Number 3, time appreciation. And I went over this earlier. As those rents go up, not a house. The house value didn't go up. The neighborhood didn't go up. As the rents go up, the property goes up in value. Number 4, forced appreciation. Forced appreciation is what's called value add, or I'm going to improve the value of the property because I landscaped it, or because maybe I got the downstairs retail units. If you notice, a lot of the properties that are being bought today, the city forces these new properties to have downstairs retail. Well, some of those properties we've converted to what's called live and work. Live and work is way better than retail. Okay, now the retail is going to pay you a little more per square foot, but I want it occupied. A lot of that retail is not working. So this could be a forced appreciation where we took 6 units once that were downstairs, turn them into live work. The lady's a masseuse. She pays her rent. She lives there and works there. We did that, and it improved the value of the property. Okay, a lot of little simple things you can do. Appliances, putting in laundry, taking the laundry out of the valet trash is a forced appreciation. Okay, it's other income. I think my other income last month from my properties, what did I tell you it was? I sent you that. $1.7 million in other income. You know what that was? Some of that is just like application fees, parking fees, late notices, late fees. Real estate is a business. It's a built-in business. It's the easiest business that I have. And you guys that have been listening to Robert Kiyosaki, and Robert says, oh my God, management's awful. Robert's just thinking too small. Robert's being a poor dad. When he says that, he's being poor dad. He does not take on the rich dad mentality. Or maybe there's poor dad, rich dad, and then there's daddy dad, you know, like super rich dad. Super rich dad, Jeff Bezos, he don't manage Amazon, okay? Robert would say, oh, the hardest thing about running Amazon is the people. Jeff don't run the people. Jeff runs the business. He's not in the business. So when Robert says, oh my God, management's the hardest part, Robert, it's because you don't think big enough. Once you get big enough, you don't have toilets and tenants and termites. You got to think bigger, okay? Number 5, short-term gains. This is where the syndicators screwed up because they're in it for the quick 3 and out. Flippers are going to get crushed in the cycle. So you guys that are taking notes right now, you want to write this down. This is the real estate you're looking for. Syndicators, you're looking for institutions, and you're looking for flippers.
And people that buy them.
Anybody that purchased in the last 2 years on an adjustable loan, okay, and particularly flippers, institutions, and syndicators. Okay, I explain all this. So you'll walk away, you'll know all this. All you got to do is dedicate 10 hours. It's a 10-hour program, right? It's all video. I deliver it to you. And then when you're done with that, in about 3 weeks, come down to Miami. I'm going to give you a seat to our conference, a $5,000 seat. I'll give it to you. If you want to go online and buy it for $5,000, you can. Or I'll give you the damn seat when you hit the little link below. It's only $9.97. I'm going to give you the courses. I'm going to give you a hat. I'm going to give you the book. I'm going to give you my due diligence package, my PSA package. Or PSA is purchase and sale agreement. Purchase and sale agreement. You could spend anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 with a lawyer, and I'm going to give you mine. Okay. All right. Number 7 or 6 reason sixth way to make money investing in real estate. is through capital gains. I keep it 13 months. Okay, like I have a house right now that somebody's interested in a bad market, the 605 house. So, paid 23 for the house. They're offering 40. Okay, the tax on that's only like 19%. That's not bad. That's way less than my earned income, right? Now you're like, well, you said don't sell it. Why would you sell it? Maybe I want to sell it. Maybe I want to pick up, net, whatever that is. That's called a long-term capital gain. Okay, sale of capital gains. So I'd want to flip it and get out of it. Pick up some money. What would that make me? I paid cash for this house. I didn't use debt on it, by the way. So I would end up with, after taxes, of the 40. So is that what it is? No, but only the 17 gets taxed. 17 times 0.19. Yeah, 3.2. So out of that, I'm going to get fees, 3.2. Maybe I end up with $36 million in cash. This is what I would do with $36 million. I would take $36 million, 1031 the entire thing. Yeah, but I could 1031 the whole thing, even if I didn't pay cash. I could 1031 what's called a 1031 exchange. This is another way to make money in it. And I could take the $36 million and buy a $100 million asset, probably why I would do this and entertain this, and not even pay the taxes over here. Now I don't get taxed at 19%. So wait for you to avoid taxes. It's called a sale with a 1031 exchange. I bet you I've done 11 or 12 1031 exchanges. And literally avoided paying taxes on millions and millions of dollars worth of taxes. In this case, I'd say 4 million. And I would convert the asset, which I consider a liability because it doesn't provide cash income. Hey, baby. Hey, you know what I'm doing right now, right?
No, you're
Yeah, I'm doing. Say hi to everybody. How much? Hey, how much was your check last month?
4,000 and like $40.
Okay, bye. I'll call you later.
Okay.
So she invested in my real estate. My wife's got her own money. She invested in real estate. Last month she got $4,000. So when she comes to me and says, "Man, I really like that bag," I'm like, "Buy it. You can get one every month if you want to." Okay. That, by the way, again, for her is passive income, not earned income. It's tax benefit. The eighth way, the ultimate way to build wealth in real estate is the infinite return. Okay. What's the target here? Really? Wow. Okay. The infinite return. When did you decide that, man? Oh, wow. Okay. This is called a no exit exit. For those of you who are taking notes. If you're taking notes right now, eight ways to make money in real estate. Passive income, tax write-offs for those of you who are taking notes. 3, time appreciation. 4, forced appreciation. Number 5, sale of short-term gains. You're going to sell it and just grab your money. That's the problem a lot of people have right now. Number 6, sale capital gains. You're just going to pick up your capital gains. Let me add to that, the sale of capital gains. You're also looking, remember what I told you you're looking for right now, syndicators, institutions, flippers that bought in the last 2 years, but you're also looking for somebody that's owned the asset for somewhere between 12 and 20 years. You can actually find this out at the city, the local city, county records. It's all in the records. Just look, all assets that haven't been traded since 2000. Everything that was purchased before the year 2000. You can do this. 2 units, all 2 units in Decatur, Illinois. All 6 units, all 12 units. Everything under 100. Like it could show you this every time. So, number 5, sale of short-term gains. 6, sale capital gains. You pay your capital gains and move on. Number 7 and 8 are the Mac Daddies. Sale, you sell it, 1031 exchange, or number 8, the infinite return. Now, infinite return looks like this. How big an example should I use here? I know what I'll do. You remember the deal, the $350,000 I put down on a deal? Is there a way to see the chat? Yeah. Okay, so I'd like to know how many of you in the chat think that if you knew you could make $3 million on a deal, you could put together 350 grand in the next 4 to 6 months? And then just tell me what we got, Jared. And Jared, y'all know who Jared is, right?
There's just
A little lag, right?
Mock says yes. Tina said yes. 16 is saying yes. Yes, I do. Yes or one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if they can hear you saying yes. Johnny, can you hear Jared's mumbling?
Shireen,
You ought to have.
Davey, Evan.
Put a mic on, Jared. Yeah, put a mic on, Jared. I don't know what Jared was thinking, man, not micing up today. You act like this is the first time we've ever done this, man.
You're the one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know, but Jared, I mean, you've been investing with me for what, 11 years now?
Yeah, 11 years.
You know, I mean, Jared Glant, yeah, so Jared's watching the chat right now. I can't do this in the chat.
Helen,
So Jared's
Jason,
worth, what do you
Jason,
worth today, Jared?
15 million.
$15 million. Okay, what was your first investment with me?
Daytona.
How
Integra,
much?
100 grand.
You put 100 grand in. He's watching me, watching what I'm doing. Look, and like you're like, oh, lucky Jared. You can do that too. You can do that. You can get close to a guy like me. Real estate investors they're not closed off people like Silicon Valley. Like Silicon Valley, man, you know, going to meet those people.
You can't get in. It's
You can't get in. It's it's a tight club, right? Real estate's the people in real estate are always looking for ways to do deals because it's such a big opportunity. And you got to remember, there's going to be a bank involved. There's going to be investors involved. There's going to be tenants involved. This is a team sport thing. So this is not competition like you see with authors or artists or ball players, okay, or rappers. This isn't like, I hate your guts because you bought a deal. Dude, two guys could work together and do a deal together. That's more likely to happen than not. That's why I do this real estate hookup in December. And by the way, you guys that want to do the hookup, there's a link below. It's a $5,000 ticket. It's only $997 right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have about 100 left. You're literally saving $4 grand. And when you do that, I'm going to give you my resource book, my home study manual, my real estate investing book, and I'm going to give you 10 hours of video training.
Yeah, and basically that course, we shot that. We were out in Turks and Caicos, and we shot this program here to literally take you step by step through the deal. And it comes with this big home study manual right here. The fundamentals of multifamily investing, 4 ways to invest in apartments, the mechanics of a deal, selecting your market and investment criteria, finding deals, analyzing deals, due diligence, financing deals, mistakes real estate investors make, and how to avoid them all. So basically, this workbook, it's about 120 pages. It goes through all 9 chapters, 9 courses in the program, plus this resource guide right here.
This is Jared, by the way. This is the $15 million man.
Yeah.
He works. He works with me. He's the president of Cardone Training Technologies, and we built an unbelievable business. But what he does with his extra money,
All of it.
all of his money, he pours it into my deals.
And I don't go buy my deals on my own because that's not my thing. My thing is I want to focus 100% of my time on my job. And so I give all my money to Grant, but at the same time, I want to know where I'm putting my money. I've got millions and millions of dollars invested with him. This one thing we put this together when we built this program because all of these things are things that you would pay a lawyer tens of thousands of dollars for. And basically in here, we give you a list of the top brokers in the country and their contact information so you can find deals. We go through underwriting models, letters of intent, PSA, which is the contract. Let's see, what else here? Due diligence, make ready checklists, return check notices, hurricane, lease violations, property incidents, lease contracts, literally every document you're going to need in order to rent a deal. It's all put together in here. The most important thing is that you guys are going to get to spend, I'm sitting here over like burning notes through my notepad over here because, what's up? Oh, yeah, he stepped out for a second, okay? So basically the most important thing is that in December, it's literally 3 weeks from now. I think we had 100 tickets left at the beginning. I don't know how many people redeemed those. We're doing a 3-day event where Grant's going to spend 3 days going over all of this stuff. So I know it feels like it's a steamroll and there's just tons of information coming at you. What you need is time to understand these, because there's a lot of numbers and a lot of formulas and a lot of math and all that stuff. And if you're like me, you got to hear things and see it really broken down and explained in depth. That's what the purpose of the 3-day event is, so that you can come and understand this. And you get to get hooked up with people just like you who maybe see the opportunity, but they haven't bought their first deal yet. They know they want to get involved, but they're missing a few pieces in order to get started. So it's a great place to network. It's a great place to learn. Great way.
And you don't have to come if you don't want to.
Yeah.
This is, you can study it for the introverts. You can still study from home on your own.
And just
don't redeem the ticket.
And so December, we have a live option and we have a virtual option. Live is while it's available, because it will be sold out. We already had about 1,700 tickets sold for it. There's a virtual option as well if you guys want to watch from home. And then in March, we have a live option and a virtual option as well. So December or March, but this 3-day event, I'm telling you, it gives you the time to let this breathe and let you
and Q&A. There's a lot of Q&A, and people pitch deals there. So you'll actually see how to pitch a deal and how to call a broker. You're going to see me get on the phone and actually call people. Okay. Now, let me get back to the infinite return. This is the 8th way, the ultimate. This is the 8th wonder of the universe. This is way bigger than the pyramids, because you can see those, but you're not going to live there and not going to make any money going there. You're going to spend money going there. So this is an actual deal I did. I'm happy to give you the address. It's called Cedarwood Apartments in Vista, California. You can go and see the records, all the records. You can see when I bought it, what I paid for it, and you can see who bought it after me and who bought it after that, and blah, 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 okay? So watch. Yeah, give me that deal, Jared. So watch this. This is the ultimate way. I did not know this. This was a huge mistake that I made. This would end up making me a multimillionaire. One deal made me a multimillionaire. I was 31, 32 years old. And, but I made a mistake. I didn't know about the infinite return, the exit, no exit. This is what all super wealthy real estate people do, okay? All of them. Not the institutions, not the hedge funds, not the flippers, okay? Those guys are doing they're playing a different game. The flippers are just paying a bunch of taxes. Flipping's just a job. Wholesaling's a job. I'm not saying it's a bad job. When it works great. But when it doesn't work, you go bankrupt. Okay, now watch this. Remember, this asset, I paid $1.9 million for this asset. But the guy that built it paid $5.1 million. That's the correction cycle we're in.
So it's a correction that happened.
The correction. There was a correction, okay?
So one more thing. Would you say, like, because people, I think they've heard that real estate goes through cycles.
Yeah.
And so, like,
we're on the downward cycle, the correction cycle. This is where you want to buy the real estate.
So I feel like the people that get in, and tell me if I'm right or wrong, the people that get in the last 20% of the cycle usually are the ones that get burned. And the people that get in on the first 20% of the next cycle are the ones who have the massive scores.
This real estate doesn't disappear. See, like FTX, it's just going to disappear from the universe. It's going to be obliterated. It won't even exist. Real estate, you can't make it. This is what I'm telling you, it's so time tested, right? What's another company that existed? Blockbuster. Obliterated. It doesn't exist. It was destroyed. There's 218 stocks today publicly traded called zombie companies that have zero revenue, no positive cash flow. They only have investors. They've spent most of their investor dollars. They're zombie companies, and they're worth billions of dollars. They will be obliterated. They will be destroyed. With real estate, that piece of real estate, you can look it up yourself. Cedarwood Apartments, I got it, but I can pop it up on the PowerPoint, or the Zoom call, but it's not necessary. It's the same paint. Go ahead, Johnny. Okay, see that property right there? It is the same color today as it was when I sold it 20 plus years ago. Now, I shouldn't have sold this asset. I didn't know about this infinite return. My banker, my accountant guy, taught me into a 1031. A 1031 is not a great way to build wealth. It is a way, but it's not the best way. I'm showing you guys the Mac Daddy way to guarantee that you become wealthy. Okay. And this has a guarantee on it, by the way. If you don't like it, you get your $9.97 back. I mean, whatever. There's no risk for you. You get it and decide not to watch it, or you don't like it, or you don't like me, whatever goes on, you change your mind, just call my office and boom, they'll hook you up. No big deal. Once you come to the real estate event in December, if you come, then please don't ask for your money back after you come to the event. I'm gonna spend 3 days with you. I'll spend $2 million putting that event on, with the hotel, food, taking care of people, etc. So watch. Look, if you're in this for $1,000 though, if you guys are worried about $1,000, you're never going to be worth $10 million. And 10 million really should be your target over the next 2 or 3 years. If you're broke right now, I'm talking to the broke people, you're trying to figure out, you could literally be worth $10 million in the next 3 years. This isn't going to make you the money. It's the real estate that's going to make you money. I want everybody to understand this. If you think that learning something is going to make you money, no. The real estate is going to make you money. Remember, this property was 48 units, okay? You got to know how to buy the 48 units though. What to pay, what to say, how to get a loan, how to raise the money. It's simple once you learn how to do it. And I get so excited and passionate about it because I can't teach you how to be a great speaker. I can't teach you how to have 15 million people online. I just don't know how to do that. I can't teach you how to be me, but I can teach you how to buy real estate. Okay? So watch, these 48 units, I bought it 37 months later. This thing cash flowed at $40,000 of cash flow a year, times 3 years. I had already made $120,000 of my $350. Remember, I put $350 down, I borrowed it. I borrowed it from friends and family. Paid them back their $350 plus something, okay? Part of what I paid them back with was this $120. I was getting positive cash flow the entire time. And then somebody came along and said, hey man, I'll pay you $5 million for that piece of real estate. And I was like, oh my God, dude. Boom, I sold it. Picked up $3 million, I did a 1031. I didn't pay any taxes. And I thought I was brilliant.
And so the 1031 is?
1031 is I took all this money and moved it into another asset. I bought like 130 units with this money. And I'm like, wow, I'm growing. I didn't need to do that, okay? I didn't need to do that. This is what I should have done. I should have gone back to the bank, this Wells Fargo bank where I got this loan. And I should have said, hey, look, based on the rents, because the rents had gone up. The rents actually had gone up on this $200 on 48 units. So it was already cash flowing. Now it's cash flowing $10,000 extra a year. Because of that, the bank would have said, we'll give you a loan of, remember what I paid? I paid 1.9. I put 350 down, okay? Just track with me, okay? I bought this 48 units in Cedar Vista, California. This might be an asset you want to go back and look at right now today. I know people that have bought assets twice and 3 times, okay? So watch. Now it's worth $5.1 million. The marketplace said it was worth not me. This isn't because my neighbor's got a house. It's worth $5.1 million because of the rents, not because of the marketplace or the economy. Rental incomes have gone up since 1945, every decade, 70 years, and never missed a decade of price increases.
Yeah.
So watch. Let's say I get a 70% loan on this. That loan would be $3.5 million. What do I owe on it? I owed $1.5 million, $50,000. I would have gotten a check for $1.9 million, tax-free, and I would still own the asset. I would have gotten a check for $1.9 million 3 years after I bought it. I would have paid my investors back $350. I'd have had a check for $1.6 million. I'd have become a millionaire that day. I keep 100% of the $1.6 million. There's no tax event on that. Check it out. This asset today, these 48 units, today, this asset is worth, you're not going to be able to find this online because it's not traded like a home.
You want to take them through the math you're going to do right now? Yeah,
48 units. I mean, I know what they're worth per door.
which is an assumption.
It's
So
an
you're going to
assumption.
assume based on the market, based on your experience, that you
Based
know
on my
that
experience, based on the market, based on San Diego, you can't build there.
400 grand, 500 grand a unit,
I mean, what are the rents there now? Let me just go online. I'll find
probably
out.
3 grand.
Let me find out. I think they're probably 1,900 or so. Let me see if I can-
Cedar Woods apartments. Vista. Two grand a month, 1,700. It's full. Nothing's available.
See what this. Okay, Johnny, you see this, the blue one? Yeah, these are $2,000 rents. Okay, so I can just tell you. And again, I'm just going off the math that I do. Johnny, can you see that? $2,000 rents. I said they were 1,900.
Mm-hmm.
So it's $1.1 million in income times 0.65. Divide 748 is the NOI divided by 0.06. No. I mean, if you could buy this for a 6 cap right now, you should go buy it. That means today it's worth $12 million. Today. Okay, now watch. I can do this infinite return thing over and over. So understand what I owe now. What?
No.
Understand what I owe now. Now I got a new loan for $3.5 million. I go back to the bank today. In this terrible market, by the way. I say, man, I owe $3.5 million. The property's worth, this is my debt today. Property's worth 12. Will you give me a loan? They'll be like, yeah, we'll give you $9 million now. You owe 3.5. I'd end up with $5.5 million.
Tax-free.
Tax-free. And I still own the asset and I still got the cash flow. Anybody can do this, folks. Black, brown, white, male, female, 25 years old or 52 years old. It don't matter. You can do this, okay? So,
Can I
Yeah.
handle some questions real quick? A
Yeah,
lot of
please.
people are
Questions coming
asking
in.
about the event in Miami. There's a live and a virtual option. The dates are 16, 17, and 18 of December. There's also a March date. With the program, you get the opportunity to come to the event as well if you want to come live. A couple people are asking about payment plans. If you call our office at 310-777-0255, just put it in the chat, 310-777-0255. We'll figure out a way to get you started if you need a 3-pay or something like that. Let's see, what else here? You get access to the course. When do I get access to the course? You get access to the course immediately. So as soon as you transact, you're going to get all of the assets emailed to you. Again, live event in December. You can attend virtually as well if live is sold out. And if you want to attend the event live, you can attend the event live in March.
okay, now Jared, let's see if you guys put below, because I know some of you are like, yeah, but I mean, is this really available today in my market? Let's look, Jared, give me some places in the country that people are at today from the chat. Throw in the chat where you live, and I'm going to find a deal in your market. Okay, let's see how many of these I can do.
Okay, let's just do a.
Johnny, can you see the map right now? I haven't done the share yet, have I? Okay. Share your screen. Now I'm going to come off a screen right now so I can walk through this and show you guys deals.
Okay, let me.
Now this is a scumbag site. I cannot show you guys the sites we use right now because it's paid, proprietary, confidential. But
Okay,
once you get in our club,
JJ from Milwaukee.
okay, JJ from Milwaukee. Let me see if I have. Wow, there's a deal in Oxford. So yeah, there's a deal in Oxford, California, right there.
Do you want another city?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Decatur, Illinois. Frank.
Okay. Let me see.
Oh, that's Oxnard. That's a great little town.
Johnny, is my screen changing right now, Johnny? Does that say Decatur? You see the Decatur deal. Okay, so what's the cat's name?
Let me see here. It was Frank.
Okay, Frank, I got a 2-unit apartment building. Oh, look at this. $99,900 in Decatur, Illinois. What do you need to know about this deal? Okay? I'll show you how to buy this deal right now. Guys, I can do this in every city in America. Now, when I go outside of America, the math is going to stay the same. I just don't know your cities. I know where Decatur, Illinois is because I've been there. Okay, so Johnny, did you take it off of me or what? Okay, get it back. Get it back. Can you get it back to that? Or I got it because I need to see the numbers on that deal. I didn't see it. It was a 21%. It was how much a door, Johnny? 49,000. It's how many units? 2 units?
Yeah.
So are you telling me it's $100,000 to buy that deal?
Yeah.
Okay, I can buy that deal with $3,000. If you guys can't figure $3,000 out, then you've already given up. I don't know what to tell you. Anybody can get $3,000. I can go get $3,000 off the PCH right now, just walking around begging people for money. Hey man, can you give me 100? 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 I get 30 people to give me $100. Like, you just got to have the commitment to say, I want to create wealth. I'm going to do whatever it takes to go get that. Now, this thing is a 21% cap rate. Okay. I can tell you with just those 2 pieces of data how much money this will produce. Okay. It's going to produce $21,000 a year in what's called NOI. I'm going to get a $97,000 loan from the bank. It'll be the easiest loan you get in your lifetime. I'm going to pay probably 7.5, maybe 8.5. Let me see, $95,000. I'm going to round this up. $97,000 times 0.075. But 97,000 times 0.085%. Terrible interest rate. That's going to be my debt a year, $82.45. That's annualized debt. I'm going to actually add a 1.5 for that. I discussed why that is. So I'm going to take this now to 10. I'm going to say 97,000. I'm going to pay $9,700 a year. These greens don't work. I got to get all my inks going. $9,700 a year. This deal is going to make me $11,000 a year in cash flow. They're all in my pockets. Okay, $97,000 a year. I'm sorry, $11,000 a year in positive income after all my expenses, my roofs, my countertops. I mean, that's if I don't raise the rents. Now imagine if I raise the rents $200. I raise the rents $200. How many units?
2.
That's another $16,000. Is that right? 200 times 4, 2.
400 a month, 4,800.
No, that's another $4,800 a year. Okay, $4,800. So now I'm making $15,000 a year. That's 5 times on my money, on my $3,000 that I put down. Okay, let's find another deal. Give me another place to go to.
Let's go to Samantha in, I don't even know how to say this, Utica.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to my map.
New York. That's Utica, New York.
I'm going to my map. Johnny, can you see the map that I'm using? Share the screen. Share the screen. Share the dream. This is how you make a living in real estate right here. This is the kind of work I do. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go up into New York. I'm going to go up into New York. See what I got. But look at all that stuff in New York. Okay. Utica, New York. Huh? See, Johnny, let's see. I had to refresh. Let's get the same. Is that changed? Yeah, okay. Here's a 2-unit deal in St. Vincent. I don't know what this is, on St. Vincent Street, Utica, New York. 2 units, $279,000 a unit. It's a 12 point. I like this deal, man. Wow. Look at this cute little charming place. It's fantastic. Got big value add opportunity right there to do with the side yard. They already come in. They already put a little dog park in here, make it really freaking cool, little fence. This needs to be rehabbed. Okay, we show you exactly how to rehab a property in our program. Look at this. Okay, I wonder what the rents are here. Let me see if I can get this information. 12%. Capital income on the property is 12% a year, 15-year mortgage. This home is the goose that lays the golden eggs. It's paid for in 15 years. Oh my God. Okay, here's the rent roll. I have access to this data. Let me see what this is. Okay, these are, okay, this, somebody needs to go buy this today. I can't buy it, but, because I don't buy 2-unit deals anymore. And you won't either, by the way, after a while. But here's the deal, the rents. Jared, do you think $620 a month is too low?
That sounds cheap.
Including heat and water. Okay. Can you see this screen that I'm showing you right now? Thanks, John. Can you see? I'm going back to the main screen. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. So you see this deal right here? Guys, this deal right here is going to make somebody $5,000 plus another. You're going to make $10,000 a year on this, maybe $15,000 a year on this. Give me another place, Jared.
Let me see here.
Back to my map.
Peter in Milwaukee.
Peter in Milwaukee. Let me go back to my main map. Look how many of these are here, Johnny. Makes me want to do this full time. This is not even the best site to look at. Okay. Look at this. Deal after deal. There's thousands of these. Thousands. See, like this deal in Tacoma Park, Maryland, unbelievable location. But it's probably overpriced. This is probably something you could steal. Here's a deal in Chicago, 6 units. You could steal this right now. Okay, Staten Island, New York, 5% cap rate, 4.76. Right now, guarantee you could steal this. 1131 Forest Avenue. I know you could steal it because there's no reason to have anything listed right now for sale in this market.
Unless you had to get
Anybody is, where do you want me to go now? St. Louis?
No, Milwaukee.
Okay, Milwaukee.
Wisconsin.
Milwaukee. Okay, here's some. This is a little deal, 3 units. All these you could buy, you know, this needs to be painted white. Can you see this, Johnny?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I mean, how many of these you want me to show you guys? I can show you hundreds of these. I don't know why they're showing me this electrical stuff down here. Oh, they're showing me all the problems with it. That's awesome. That's awesome. This guy's disclosing everything. Okay. Now this is for somebody that wants a project. Oh, they did it already. Oh, you don't have to do it. They did it. They showed you the rehab. 4 minutes from downtown. Each unit has 3 bedrooms. All appliances are owned by the owner. Comes with the property. Refrigerator and microwave. Rents could be more. Reasonable offers will be considered. The rent is $2,500 a month on this. Okay, so
Units,
come back to me, Johnny.
$7,500 a month.
If I have all the data right, how much was that deal, Johnny?
It was $232,000. Do you ever factor for occupancy, like in that?
Yeah, but on a 3-unit deal, 2 minutes from downtown, I'm gonna be full all the time.
Yeah,
you're not gonna not be full. How much?
232.
Huh?
232.
A door?
Total.
Oh, $232,000. Okay, you can buy this thing with $6,000. These are all over the country, and it's going to get better too. You're going to see thousands. You're going to see that map that I have. It's going to clutter up with red. It's going to go red. So $232,000. You're going to get a loan for $126,000. Easy loan to get. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna be a homeowner here. I'm gonna live in one of them. Maybe you just live in one of them. The rents are gonna be $7,500 a month times 12. A lot of people asking me, man, how do I learn all this? Dude, you got to start with this. You got to start with video training.
The math really is simple. It's just the frequency of doing it over and over and seeing it done over and over and over again.
This thing's going to produce 270. If these rents are right, this thing will produce $270,000 worth of gross income in year 1. and you only paid $232,000 for it. So I don't know if they're getting those rents. So what I would do on this deal, I would just take 75,000 times 12, live in one of the units. If you live in Utica, New York, or Milwaukee, or wherever you are. These are all over the country, okay? So give me another one, Jared. Let's see if we can find a couple more, all right? Some bigger deals, maybe.
Jackson, North Carolina, Augusta, Georgia.
Here's a deal in Georgia. Here's a deal in Georgia right here, okay? Did I change it, Johnny? Oh, yes. It's harder than you think, man. I got a lot going on. Okay, here's the deal in Georgia. 6 units. This is renovated and updated. 6 units. Historic Somerville. This deal is only $700,000. I can buy that with $18,000. You can buy this. No. You could buy this as a commercial property. Come back to me, Johnny. You can buy this as a commercial property because it's 6 units. You and your buddies go together on it. Each of you put $90,000 in it, and you got a little historic property. You can't build this again. You guys understand? You can't. Nobody's building affordable housing in America. Now, before we finish today, let me just give you some rules you never want to compromise. If you want to go try to do this on your own, and look, you guys want to do this on your own, go do it, man. I'm telling you, just go do it. Get your wife, get your husband on the same page. You want to go do it on your own? You want to be a blind man running through the forest trying to figure out how to get to the village, to the other side, to the promised land? That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is what Buddha says. Buddha says, an ignorant man can learn from his own mistakes. A wise man and wise woman learns from the mistakes of others. I have every mistake I've made in these courses. Every mistake I've made in real estate. Every little dumb thing I've did. I want to give you some of the unbreakable rules. I'll hold your hand through this course. You just gotta do the 10 hours. 10 hours of video content. You literally sit down and I'm gonna start showing you deals. I'm gonna start pitching deals. I'm gonna start showing you how to pitch a deal to somebody. I'm gonna show you how to make a phone call on a deal. I'm gonna show you how to tell a broker, hey, when could I see it? How could I look at it? Okay, is the guy a real seller? I'm gonna show you how to present yourself so that they take you seriously and actually call you and talk to you. Very, very important. The hardest part of real estate, this is what we'll spend a lot of time on in December in Miami, okay? You can Zoom this. I mean, I'd love to have all of you show up for the event. I can't fit everybody in the event. You guys that have already taken advantage of this, you're going to get a priority. You've already clicked the button and bought the $997 offer. It's a $15,000 savings. If you've already taken advantage of it, I want to give those people, Jared, priority to come to the event in Miami. You want to be in the room if you can. Now, if you're in Singapore, Dubai, you're in Nigeria. I know a lot of people outside the country are watching this. You're in Colombia. I've seen all these different countries that were coming to watch this today. This applies to your market. If you're up in Canada, maybe you can't get down right now. December's not a good time of the year for you. Whatever, watch it online. Okay. If you don't want to watch it online and you want to come to one in the future, we do 2 of these next year. We'll do 2 more next year. This is the last one this year. I would strongly advise to everybody, wherever you live in the world, man, get your ass on a plane and be there. I'm giving you the seat. This is literally a $5,000 seat, and you will be surrounded with billions of dollars of players. Billions. You'll have access to me for 3 entire days. But before you come, I need you to get through this material. So you got 3 weeks. 3 weeks. This is your homework assignment. Your homework is I need you to get through course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'm gonna literally give you instant access to it. You're gonna click a button. You're gonna give me the $997, okay, and then bang, you're gonna get immediate access to the video series. Also, I'm gonna give you access to the resource book. This resource book has how to underwrite a deal. I'm gonna show you how to underwrite a deal right now, okay? How to write an offer. You guys are gonna be like, write me an offer. Don't talk to me. Why are you talking to me? You guys should never talk to people. Talk to them, get some information from it, and then the only thing they trust is the offer. How do you write the offer? Okay, good. Your due diligence. When are you gonna start it? How long is it? Who's gonna do it? And what are you looking for? I'll show you that. I have a complete package right here. The loan package. When you go to the bank, what bank do you even go to? I can show you how to never get turned down by a bank again, because you're never going to go to a bank that'll turn you down. There's only some banks that do this and some banks that don't. Just go to the ones that do. How to take over the property and run it, how to sell the deal, how to exit the deal and make money, how to market your deal and make money, You guys that have 10 or 12 houses right now scattered around the country, I'll show you how to sell your 12 houses as a portfolio and get a premium, even though I wouldn't recommend anybody sell anything right now. Raise money. How do you actually raise money? I've only raised $1 billion. There's no one on the internet anywhere in the world today teaching people how to crowdfund. I'm teaching you how to actually raise money from your investors, how to do a 1031 exchange, and I go over taxes, okay? This is your book, okay? The PSA by itself, the PSA, here's a lease contract. A lease contract would cost you $2,000 to build that, $2,000 to $5,000 to build that. Notice to vacate, hurricane warnings, humidity follow-up letter, leasing checklist, loan package due diligence. Loan package due diligence on a 4-unit deal is probably going to cost you $8,000 to $10,000. I'm going to give it to you for free, and you can do it yourself. Okay, so you get the resource book. You're going to get this book at the conference. When we join the conference, I'll send it to you. Can they get it now?
We're going to email it to them immediately.
Okay, I'm going to email it to you now. How to find deals, basic rules on deals, terms and checklists, real estate A to Z. I'm going to show you all this, how to crowdfund, everything that you want to know. I'll show you. But this is what I do want to make a point to you. This is the most important thing in real estate. Number one is the deal. This is what we'll be spending the entire 3 days on in Miami in 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to get through the material so that when you get in the room, you're like, okay, I understand what this guy's talking about. I'm not a complete idiot, okay? Number one is the deal. By the way, I've taken complete idiots. I got a guy right now, he owns almost 5,000 units. He added more units in the last 18 months than he had done in the first 15 years of his career. I have a lot of stories of people that have done that. Okay. First, most important thing is the deal. Most people don't know this. They think the money's the most important part. The debt is the second most important part. It goes like this: deal, debt, number 3, equity. So I don't know, we call that the DDE. Okay. Okay. Debt, the deal. The deal is senior. Once you have the right deal will always get these 2 things. And if they don't give these 2 things, you don't want to do the deal anyway. But the right deal will always attract. I have never, ever not raised money for a deal, ever. Good markets, bad markets, you name it, okay? It doesn't matter. When you have the right piece of real estate, it will always attract the right deal, even in this market, okay? Now, I want to give you 11 things that you have to know before we leave here today. Write this down. What are we giving away? Cash? We getting cash flow hacks? Like that cash flow. That's one of your uncompromising, okay? Non-negotiable. Here's the list of non-negotiables. Everybody that's grabbing this, Jared, let's make sure we get everybody a hat.
Okay.
I love that hat. You rock that cash flow hat, people are going to know you're a part of the Grant Cardone real estate fan club where we create wealth for families. They didn't teach you this in high school, did they? How many of you'd like for high school and college to offer this course? Dude, if I would have learned this, what I'm sharing with you guys today, just in the last 90 minutes or so, how long have we been there?
2 hours. 2 hours.
I'm an idiot. If I would have learned this, I would not have spent 5 years in college. If I learned this in the 11th and 12th grade, I don't know why I don't teach people this stuff. Okay, number one, 11 things you got to know. Number one, never compromise your location, ever.
And that goes against traditional, because most people are like, buy the most expensive home, or buy the cheapest house in a nice neighborhood.
Yeah,
or what's the saying?
There's an old adage about buy the ugly duckling in the neighborhood, buy the cheapest house in a great neighborhood. I wouldn't do that personally. And I'm not saying it's a concept, but I wouldn't do it. I would never compromise the location. Number one, never compromise location, NCL. You will always be paid more. I would pay more for a price in a better location. This is what Warren Buffett says, hey, buy great stock at a fair price. Don't buy slop stock at a cheap price. Okay, number 2, the 1% rule. The 1% rule, up until 3 months ago, was not even available in America. It will be available tomorrow. The 1% rule basically says if the rents are $1,500 you can pay $150,000 for the unit. Okay, if the rents are $1,000, you can pay $100,000. If it's a 1% rule, if you can find a neighborhood that honors the 1% rule, do it. Now, you want to do that with number two. You got to put these together. Don't separate these. These are not absolutes that live separately from one another. They're joined. You don't want to compromise any of these.
Mutually exclusive is what they call it.
Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive. Number three, you need units, okay? The most important number in real estate is the number of units. They allow you to scale, okay? 4 is twice as powerful as 2. 8 is better than 4. 16 is, ooh. See, this is really what you're looking for right here. Your first deal, if you could do 16 to 32 units, this will guarantee that you become a millionaire. Okay, particularly the 32. The more scale you have, the more units you have, the less work you have. 320 units is easier to manage than 32 is. It's also easier to buy. Now, you guys don't think it's easier to buy because you're like, I don't have the money. It doesn't matter. The deal, the debt, then the money. See, what you guys do is you have them confused. The only reason you're not buying real estate is you think the money is the most important part, and then the loan. You don't have the money and you don't have debt. You don't have a lender, so you're like, I'm never going to get to the deal. You just have them backwards. It's the deal. The deal will always attract the right debt and the right equity. Number 4, you should always use debt. Always. There are exceptions to every one of these rules, by the way, but these are unbreakables. Like I'm buying a deal right now. The last guy that bought it he's got 66, 74 million in it. I'm buying it for 56. I'm not going to use debt, but I could get debt. So when I say always use debt, I'm actually just going to be the debt. I could get debt. So when I say always use debt, at least know that you can get debt on it. Okay. If nobody wants to loan you money on it, there's probably something wrong with it. Number 5, you need barriers to entry. Barriers to entry. Now, barriers to entry, like I don't have enough time. I spend almost an hour on what a barrier to an entry is. A barrier to an entry could be the schools that are surrounding are so good. That's the barrier. You can't replace it. It could be, hey man, I got the best hospitals in the world. Like there's so many different barriers. It could be, oh, I got an ocean in front of me and I got mountains behind me, like San Diego. San Diego's got the perfect barriers to entry. Miami, I have the Everglades and I have an ocean. And I have a barrier to entry. I got everybody in New York coming down. Barriers to entry. There's certain opposite barriers to entry. Like New York City, you got to be careful in New York City. Because if you're buying in less desirable neighborhoods, they're not going to pay the rent there. But if you're in the more desirable neighborhood, even if the governor comes out and say you don't have to pay rent anymore, in the most desirable neighborhood, those people will pay rent no matter what because they never want to lose that asset. If you could be close to a beach, for instance, Santa Monica. If you could be on Santa Monica, how many last time? If you could be on Santa Monica, right? Santa Monica Beach, dude, everybody's going to pay their rent. Everybody's going to pay their rent there, 1,000%, because they know that even once they get evicted, they're going to get evicted. Then they can't get back in that property again. Okay, so you're looking for barriers to entry. 6, buy below replacement cost, BBRC. Stay below replacement cost, okay? Yeah, buy below replacement cost. Number 7, you know what replacement cost is? Remember that deal I bought for 1.9? The guy before paid $5 million. I'm looking at a deal right now. It's $250 million. I know they have $250 million in it. I want to be below that price, or I want to be below the price their entry, or I want to be below what it would cost to replace it. Just so happens right now, I'm going to probably be way, way, way below that. Okay, this would have been an asset that I would have bought a year ago. I just have this opportunity now, like you did. Folks, I'm telling you, this is the greatest real estate opportunity in your lifetime. It's going to come and it's going to go. It's literally going to be, the window's going to be open for about 12 to 15 months. And then all these assets are going to get shut down. They're going to get purchased by guys like me and you, the smart ones. And then everybody else is going to be holding themselves. Number 7, underwrite to a worst case scenario. Underwrite worst case scenario. What if I can't raise the rents? I go over all this right here. What if the rents pull back? What if I don't have 99% occupancy, I only have 90% or 88%? What is that worst case? What if we go back to COVID? That's what I underwrite on every deal, and that's why I've never lost any money in real estate. Number 8, anybody that's ever lost their real estate, by the way, compromise 1, 2, or 3 of these. Number 8, if it don't cash flow, say no. It's either going to cash flow or it's not. Me and Kevin O'Leary laugh about this all the time. He's like, you a cash flow hoe. You worse than me. So, man, if there's no cash flow, I don't buy the asset, just period. I don't speculate. I don't wait for it. I don't wish for it. I don't hope for it. If it don't pay me, I close today. I want cash flow next month. Okay, number 9, 10, and 11. Okay, price, number 9. Price, this is not an unbreakable, but I want you to, price is not the most important part of real estate. I was talking again to Robert Kiyosaki about this, and he's like, price. I'm like, he's like, where's price come in? I said, bro, that's the least important part of the deal for me. Is the asset in a good location? Do I have barriers to entry? Is it occupied? What's my worst case scenario? Can it withstand problems? Okay? How much I paid for it? Whether I paid $1 million for it, or $900,000 for it, or $800,000, I'm not. Nobody's going to buy a piece of real estate because they're going to make $10,000. You're buying a piece of real estate because you think you're going to create wealth long term. Number 10, you have to know your exit. What is your exit? And on exits, on number 10, on exits, you don't want one exit. You want multiple exits. I gave you all the exits earlier. I don't know if you forgot them already, but there's a lot of exits. Number 11, okay, the magic formula you should have available to you is the exit, no exit, infinite return wealth creation formula that is provided by real estate. It's probably the only thing I know of today, unless you're Jeff or Elon, or you're the Ford Motor Company family, or you're one of the Waltons. The only way to create wealth for those people, the way those people create wealth and never pay taxes, is they borrow against their assets. And this is why this is important, and then maybe we can answer
Yeah, there's tons of questions. Yeah. Okay. Get your questions ready, guys, because we're going to go through and we're going to rapid fire some questions.
Okay. You guys need to write this down.
There's been a ton of questions. So,
wealth in America and around the world. The only way to create wealth, there's only one way to do it. There are not 2 ways. There are not 3 ways. There are not 4 ways. The only way is through the collection of assets. Now, those assets can be different. But there's only one way to create wealth. You do not create wealth because you're a great fighter. What's his name? The guy, huh? Floyd's wealth is not created through fighting, because when he can't fight anymore. Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson earned a lot of money. He didn't do the right thing with his money. It's not that he overspent. It's that he didn't buy assets. Okay? Assets are the only way to create true wealth in this country. Paul Allen, who worked at Microsoft, had a little tiny salary at Microsoft, but he owns shares of the company. That's where he created his wealth. He just sold $1.9 billion worth of art.
Paul Allen, I saw that.
Yeah. Okay. What are assets? Art, real estate, and you own stock in a company. Most of the people that have created tremendous wealth in the stock market didn't actually trade stocks, just so you guys know. What they did was they owned that asset. They owned stock in the company. Jeff, Elon, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs owned 2 stocks and 1 home. Okay? His stocks were Pixar and Apple. Elon owns 5 stocks today. That's his stocks. That's what he owns. He owns what he can control. Warren Buffett, he has major positions in a handful of companies. In fact, I think 5 stocks in Berkshire represent almost 71% of all the wealth created by Berkshire.
Wow.
Okay, so what you want is assets. You got to start collecting assets for your family. If you guys keep learning how to do a job, Okay, what do they pay you at work? $40 an hour? $25 an hour?
Yeah.
That's $1,000 a week. Okay. For the same $1,000, you guys can have 35 years of information and training and education, mistakes I've made, things to avoid, and you can start collecting. The only way to create real wealth in your lifetime. Wealth, the word comes from well-being. I'm healthy, I'm happy. If you look up the word and go back to 1400s, okay, the word wealth didn't mean money, it meant I'm well, I have well-being, I'm actually connected to health. You need wealth, you need assets. ET, put some ET on your ass, okay? Get some assets that when you die, when you can't work, when you're sick, when the country gets shut down, these assets provide you and your family with protection, cash flow, tax write-offs, all the benefits that come with real estate. Again, folks, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah. I'm just going to go through a handful of questions here. So call the Capital.
I just want to say we're in the greatest real estate correction of my entire lifetime, probably yours. The difference is this is not going to be an 8 or 10 year window like it was during the last. This one's going to be very short. It's probably going to last 15 to 18 months. All this product's going to get gobbled up by investor tycoon types like me and hopefully you.
I already have, call the Capital said, I already have the real estate program. Is it possible to get the resource book and study guide separately? Yes, just call the office, 310-777-0255.
Yeah, so if you already have the book.
Yeah, the course, yeah.
Or you have the course, you already bought the course? I'll credit you, I'll still give you a ticket. I'll give you the resource book. Just call the office, 310-777-0255, 310-777-0255. This ticket is $5,000, okay, for this event. Just so you guys know, we will sell this event out. You know, I sell all my events out. There's already 1,700 people confirmed for this event. We only have spots before we started today, we only had spots for about 150 people. It's at the Turnberry Hotel, fantastic hotel. I pay for everything there. Mm-hmm. You're freaking handled, man. It's fantastic, great people. Okay, so it's first come, first served. If you don't act today, you don't get a seat. I'm gonna sell it out. I sold out 34,000 person event. 1,700 might seem big to you. It's actually not a big event for us. Okay.
Live event is the live event in March included if I can't make the December event?
If you cannot make the December event because you can't make it, then we'll give you the March. We'll give you the March opening.
Refund policy, says Thomas King. What's your refund policy? If you get the program, you go through it, you didn't like it, you hated it, you thought it was a waste of time and money, we're going to send you your money back. Simple.
Yeah. That's fine. If you need a guarantee on it, that's fine. We're happy to do that. I never want anybody unhappy. If you don't think it was worth your time and energy, I don't. But look, how many of you think just the time I spent with you today was worth $1,000? Let's keep it real.
No volume said on 3% down.
Oh, 3% down. It's basically offered in America. You can do this up to 10 times as a single family, as a resident of that house. VA loans are actually cheaper than that. So I can connect you with all the people in our network. When you come down in December, you're going to meet, you'll meet 200 people in the room that have done 3% loans. You'll meet at least 200. What else, Jared?
Let's see here.
The website, what's the website? GrantCardone.com well, is it what below?
/deal, or just click the button.
GrantCardone.com /deal. GrantCardone.com /deal. Remember, I started with $3,000, $3,000. I would have paid, I didn't have the money, but I would have paid for this information. That information has made me $1 billion. I'd have paid $1 million to have this information that I'm offering you guys. Things like the hat's just a little gimmick. You definitely need the real estate book. Okay, this is going to be the easiest book you ever read about real estate. It's going to show you why 32 units is my preferred number. And the reason 32 units is preferred is because if I can raise those rents $200, which should be pretty easy, times 12, you make $1 million on that transaction. Watch this. These are going to be available in bulk, these deals, 32 units. You can just go to the city and say, hey, can you help me find out how to pull up every 32 unit multifamily apartment building in my town, San Diego, let's say. Okay. There's going to be 80 of them come up times 12. 32 times 200.
I got a good question.
Go ahead.
He says, I have 50K available now. What's the best play for me in real estate?
That would produce $76,000 in new income. I'm going to divide it by a 6 cap rate. It's $1.2 million. You just became a millionaire. That's why this is so perfect. This is why I want you to do these 32 units. Now you need to know what to look for, what to pay, what to offer, how to get them on the phone, how to talk to them. It's simple. It's not complicated. Then I got to figure out how to raise money for mom and dad so they're comfortable. Go ahead, Jared. What was the question?
Yeah, no, he just said, I have 50,000. What would be the best play for me in real estate? That was from Rod.
Yeah, so if you got $50,000 sitting around, right? Look, $18,000, Rod. $18,000 buys $500,000 worth of real estate. So you got to figure out how you're going to chop that up. Is it 1 unit? Is it 4 units? I could get 4 units for 500 grand. I showed you those deals today, guys. I showed you guys 2 units for 100 grand. So, Rod, I would just say, Jared, to Rod, you know, that's one way to do it. There's a 4-unit deal. Or, Rod, a better idea. You put 50 grand down and find 10 other people that have 50 grand. Now you got 500,000 and you guys go steal a deal for 1.5 million that somebody's got $4 million in. That's what you should be doing right now. You guys should be putting money together, working with other people and stealing something. The bigger the deals are going to offer bigger steals, and bigger deals actually go up faster than smaller deals. Okay.
A lot of people asking, can I attend the event? A lot of people asking about the event. Yes, you can attend the event virtually if you can't make it live in December, or if you can't make it live in March. We would always recommend that you come live to the event, because not only do you get the content, but you also get to network with everybody. Tell them how important people are in real estate.
Dude, you can't do real estate without people, okay? You can code without people. You can pray without people. You can go to church without people. You can go to the beach without people. You cannot do real estate without people, okay? When you guys leave here today, this is what you have. This is your action choices. Number 1, do nothing. Guess what? If you do nothing, nothing changes. Worse than that is you leave here and say, I listened to another thing and I did nothing about it, okay? Okay. Second thing you can do, you could get inspired. This is what a lot of people do. And I'm going to go do it on my own. I'm going to do this, man. I got 2 hours from Grant. I'm going to start looking at deals. You're going to get so effing overwhelmed. You're not going, where do I look? What market do I look in? What cap rate should I be in pay? How am I going to come up with this? You know, you can do it on your own, but it's just going to be sloppy. And back to Jared's point, real estate you really can't do on your own. You got to get a lender. You're going to have to get tenants. You need to get a manager. You guys should not manage your own real estate. You should have somebody else do that. The third thing you can do it with me. We got it all mapped out for you, okay? Instantly. What happens is right now, what time is it right now where we are?
It is 11:33 a.m.
11:33 a.m. where I am. At 11:34, you can have the entire program on your computer. Okay, this is 20 hours of video training. 20 hours where I'm going to stand in front of a monitor like this and I'm going to walk you through deals. I'm not talking to you about real estate. I'm showing you exactly what you should be looking for. While you do that, you're going to have a real estate summit workbook, okay, that we're going to prep for you in 3 weeks to talk about the deal, the debt, and the equity, how to get those 3 things. That's the only 3 things you need is the deal, the debt, and the equity, okay? I'm going to give you this home study course. You can share this with your family. Get your kids involved in this, okay? How to work deals, okay? The fundamentals of multifamily, the mechanics of the deals, the 4 ways to invest, selecting your markets, finding deals, financing deals, analyzing deals, mistakes made when doing deals, due diligence, Okay? This book is laid out for the beginner. And then we take you into advanced levels as well. You got a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, an 8-year-old, an 11-year-old. My daughter's been listening to this material ever since I started writing this, okay? You get the real estate book. So you can start studying, hey man, what am I doing? Okay, this real estate book is different than that resource and study manual. The real estate book covers these things. If you have this book already, great, man. Go back and read it again, okay? It's basically going to show you how I got started, the different kinds of real estate, why apartments are the best vehicle and why they're best now. Okay, 3 ways to invest, mistakes to avoid, the first deal, your first deal, what your first perfect deal should be, how to get cash on cash, where to find deals, why I created Cardone Capital and how you can create your own platform, your crowdfunding platform, real estate calculator, how do you actually calculate the way I did, okay? You get the home study free. That's $2,500 on our website. Resource book, $2,500 on our website. Ticket to come to Miami, either online or if in person. I prefer to have you in person because I'd like to meet you, okay? Where you get to bring your deals and discuss them with other people. This is $5,000, okay? Johnny, I don't know if you could show this purchase on the website.
Why don't you play the video, Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny, play the video of people going to the conference.
In the last 15 months, my life has changed dramatically. I have acquired 1,000 units of multifamily real estate.
We joined the Real Estate Club July of 2021, and since that time, this is now 17 months later, we have closed 6 syndication deals for a total of over 1,700 apartments that we are general partners in, and we have another 1,000 apartments that we are passive invested in.
That is about $250 million under.
It's been amazing. We've been able to go from 16 units to 692 general partner units, all within that time frame. And we've also been able to add another 2,000 limited partner units. We've just been so thankful.
I just lost my job. My net worth was declining and just dove into this real estate opportunity. Since joining, I have now acquired 3,292 units. I'm a GP, general partner, 1,687 units, $170 million of assets under management. My net worth has gone from declining to well above 10 million today.
We went from owning just 5 units to now being general partners on nearly 1,300 units nationwide, over $160 million of real estate. If it weren't for Grant's teachings, we would never be able to achieve that level of success.
Really the confidence.
And look, this is what we do. We have a blast at this conference, a phenomenal time. Some of you might be thinking right now, man, I can't get down there. Okay, watch online. You're like, I want to be down there. Okay, they get down there. Like, you can't do this one, do the one in March. But what you need to do right now is you need to remember this real estate is not going to be sitting around forever. It ain't going to wait on you and your family. I want to go back and show you, this is today. This is today. I'm looking for these articles that got sent to me this morning. Okay. Here's Goldman Sachs talking about real estate. The hunt for yield. Did you send me this?
No.
Okay. Here is. Can you send me, Jared? I got so many text messages right now.
What is it? The Goldman?
The ones I sent you? Yeah, man. You okay?
Yeah, here.
Okay. Here's a list. Yep. Send me that.
Wolf Street?
Yeah, send me those. Now, here's a list. This was just sent to me. This is the kind of stuff you guys get access to. You're not going to be able to see this. This is so tiny. This is a list of loans maturing in Miami. Jared, look at this.
Wow.
Is that insane, dude? Okay. The type of apartment, check this out. I'm reading these out to you guys, okay? Probably shouldn't show this to you, but. Okay. July 19th, blah, blah, blah at Flagler Village, mid-high rise, 701 Federal Highway, 337 units. Okay. And the interest rate. I already have the interest rate they're moving to. What they went in at, what they're coming out at. This is the kind of stuff that we give you. That's loans maturing just in Florida. Okay. Now here's another one. This is called a loan maturity pipeline. This is the kind of stuff that we show you at the summit. We actually put people together and say, bro, these deals are available. Okay. Go ahead.
Here's a good question. If I'm getting debt at 8%, what is the cap rate I need to use to purchase?
Yeah. You should add, depends on where you are. Did he say where he is?
Fly mock, no.
You know, I mean, I want to be north of your interest rate. But that's not the question you're asking is wrong. Okay. I mean, it's the obvious question. The better question is, dude, do you have a seller in your marketplace that bought the deal at a 3 and the 8 forces him to sell? You see, he bought the deal at 3. You need to find the seller. This is why I tell you guys, it's about the deal. It's not about just the math. Okay. How do I found a deal. The deal was $76 million. I've been tracking this deal for 19 months. $76 million. It's in a marketplace that we know. You have to look at marketplaces where you know what you're doing, because look, if you don't know, you don't have any confidence. If you don't have any confidence, you're not going to buy anything. You don't need money to buy deals. You need confidence. You need courage to buy deals. And the more confidence you have, the less courage you have. Like when you know you're stealing something, you're going to steal it. If this deal was $76 million and it cash flows and the location's sick and there's barriers to entry, okay, and I already have it occupied, would you pay $56 million for it if it cash flowed at 76? Now, how do you find a deal where you're $20 million positive when you buy it? How do you know that? Because you need a seller that's in trouble. Okay, distressed. Now, distress comes in a lot of different categories. Distress can come, it doesn't mean they're out of money, but rich people are distressed. Do you guys know that one of the richest people in the world, Elon Musk, has been distressed because of his Twitter purchase?
BlackRock wrote off whatever trillion.
BlackRock wrote off $1.7 trillion in assets. Distress does not come in the form always of money. Sometimes it comes in the form of PR. Okay? This group, the reason they were distressed, and this is why I go back to that guy's question. The reason, it's like, bro, not what cap rate you should pay. How bad do they want to sell? You guys got to know how bad somebody wants to sell that asset class right now. So
would you suggest that?
Hang on, this guy, stay with the story. This group wanted to sell because this was, there was 11 deals in their fund, and this was the last one of the 11. All 10 of the other ones have been closed. This is what a lot of amateur real estate investors don't understand. So you guys don't know where to look. When I started this, I didn't know where to look. 35 years later, dude, I know everybody that does deals. I know every name in the game, okay? I know every name in the game. I know every lender in the game. I know everybody. I can get access to all the data. Who do I share that with? I share it with people that are connecting up with me to learn this game, okay? You want to learn the game? I'll share all the information. I can't buy all the real estate by myself. So what I'm going to do is pull together lots of people, thousands and thousands of people. I'm going to pull together so as a group we can go buy real estate that institutions have been buying. So when these guys get down to their last deal, I'm like, do we have a seller? This is the conversation that comes out of the program. Do we have a seller? Oh yeah, they're a seller. Well, what if they don't get their number? I knew they were asking 76. Well, Grant, they got to sell it. I said, really, why do they have to sell it? Well, they have to sell it because it's the last deal in their fund. Okay, so what? So what if they just keep their fund open? No, bro, they can't do that. I said, what does that mean? I ask a lot of questions. I'm going to show you how to ask all these questions. This is how you find that one freaking deal that'll change your life. One deal can change your life. Okay? And the guy says, Grant, they have to sell the deal. They cannot cash out of this fund and take their bonuses until this deal goes away. They have to get rid of it. And on top of that, they have redemptions. And on top of that, they're 2 years past what they told their investors they would be. I'm like, man, sounds like they're going to do this deal. I said, what price do you think, Mr. Seller Broker, what price do you think I should present? You should be in the mid 60s, 65 to 68 million. Okay? That's what I paid. And I have a $2 million credit when I closed. Location's sick. I didn't compromise the location. I didn't compromise the asset. 77% occupied right now. And I'm going to take over 50,000 square feet of the building. I'm telling you, this is going to be, this asset will sell for $80 million the next time it sells, if it sells. But better than that, it's going to cash flow 15% in the first 18 months. I'm going to get 15% of my money and control an $80 million asset. That's how you create wealth. Now, you guys cannot do that if you don't know. If you don't know it's a great deal, you're not going to buy it. Okay, you're going to miss. Let me just say this to everybody in the room. Write this down. You will lose more money not buying deals than you'll lose because you bought them. You're going to just miss deals because you didn't have the confidence that you could raise the money or get the debt. And the raising the money and getting the debt are easier than finding the deal. Because once you find the right deal, you'll always get the right debt.
So you listed out the three things, the most important thing.
Yeah.
Number one is the deal. Number two is the debt. Number three is the equity. But there's two more things that we teach people. Number four is the network.
You got to have people.
You have to have people to do deals with.
People are going to connect you with the debt, and people are going to connect you with the equity. So the fourth thing you need is a network of people. You cannot do real estate by yourself. This isn't some solo act where you go on stage and you sing by yourself. Like, it's just not, that's not what it is. By the way, nobody would even do that by themselves. You're only going to sing if there's an audience. In real estate, you got to have investors. You have to. There's no such thing as owning the asset by yourself. So let's say you guys found a $30 million deal. You know how many people every day send me deals? You send me a $30 million deal. I'm not going to look at it if you're not part of what we're doing. Because I want to know that you're buying deals the way I buy deals, and you don't compromise location, barriers to entry, cash flow, good debt, opportunities, value add, that you know how to operate it. Look, if you bring me a deal, $300 million, bring me a $3 billion deal. If it's the right deal, I can figure out how to get the money. But I am not going to do a deal with you if you don't know how I do deals. I don't need to learn the way you do them. You need to learn the way I do them. Okay? We tried to do a deal this year. It was $750 million. I almost got it. If I told you the two names of the groups involved, you'd know them both. I almost got the deal. I'm still not certain that I can't get the deal. I didn't know how to get the money for the deal, but I knew if I could get the deal, I could get the deal, the debt and the equity. That's all you guys got to know. Hey, you know Grant Cardone now. I can come up with a deal. I'm sitting on 380 right now. I can buy $1 billion worth of real estate this weekend. You just need to find the right deal. Maybe you bring me the bigger deal. You could look at 32s and 64s and singles and doubles, but maybe you stumble into a $30 or $40 million deal. And you're like, I don't know how to do this. I do. God did. I know how to do the deal. Shit, be part of my club. So look, the link is below, grantcardone.com/deal. It's $9.97. Okay. This book on my website, $2,500. I'm gonna give it to you. It's called the Resource Book. Home study course. You can't buy it. It comes with the video series. That's 10 hours. That program right there is $10,000. Okay. The advanced video series. Okay. Basic and advanced, the Real Estate Summit workbook. Okay. I'm going to give it all to you, and I'm going to give you this entry into the Real Estate Summit. It's in 3 weeks. You got 3 weeks to study this material. Come to this conference. I guarantee you, listen to me. I guarantee it's going to be a game changer. I'm going to give you a cash flow hat when you act today. I'm going to also give you our due diligence package. Okay. So you know, like you got it. I'm going to give you our deal tracking.
Just so people don't, if they don't know what due diligence means. Yeah. This is like one of the most important things that happens once you secure the deal, right?
Yeah, so like when I went and looked at this deal, okay, see how it went to 56? It went to 56. We had a 21-day due diligence. We walked the property. I'm like, wow. I'm not going to give the name of the company that had it, but I'm like, wow. What's that about, bro? That's not what they do. And he's like, what do you mean that's not what they do? Well, you know, if I use their name, you know, they're a public company. It's not what public companies do. Oh, we'll get it fixed. That was $1.4 million on. That's not what public companies do. Oh yeah, we got that handled. So that I get brand new air conditioning and heater units in the entire building. I didn't have to fight, beat up anybody, nothing. There's nothing. This old school bullshit you guys do. This is wrong and that's wrong and this is wrong. God, I can't. I cost myself so much money and reputation trying to think that I'm going to be the, you know, the haggler and the buy low guy. That buy low, sell high guy, that's bullshit. You don't need to do that. You need to find great assets and a seller that has to sell. You need a list of all the deals. You need a list of the debt that's maturing. I'm going to give you all this, guys. First thing you got to get is this: a basic understanding of real estate. If you already understand the basics, now you need to understand it the way I did. Because let's face it, let's say you got 60 units. I got 12,000. There's something I know you don't know. Let's say you don't have any units. You got a single family home. I got 12,440 apartments. I have $500,000 worth of office. I have a house in Malibu on the beach that's paid for in cash, and I got one in Golden Beach in Miami that's paid for in cash, and a condo in Miami that's rented at $50,000 a month. There's something I know. I've raised $1 billion, okay, and taken on $2.2 billion worth of debt. I've probably crowdfunded more money on the internet than any human being on planet Earth, if not all. And I'm the only guy with $4 billion worth of real estate trying to teach you a course. Spent 3 hours with you today. I want you to take advantage, but I don't want you to get excited and do nothing. You got to stop it. Stop doing nothing. And stop this idea that you're going to do something by yourself. Nobody has ever done anything great on planet Earth. Nobody by themselves. Tom Brady didn't. Okay, Jesus didn't. Nobody, man. Nobody can do anything great by themselves. You need a team, and you need a teacher, and you need a mentor, and you need guidance, and you need somebody to give you encouragement, and you need somebody to bounce the deal off. Hey, Grant, is this a good deal? Yeah, man, that's a great deal. Let's figure out how to buy it. You don't buy it, I'll buy it. Oh shit, man. All of a sudden, your confidence got up, right? So 5 things you have to have in real estate, and we'll end with this. 5 things you have to have. And we're going to take this offer down, by the way, guys. When this is over, the offer's over. I'm done. I'm going to go back to $5 grand. I'm going to sell out my seats. I'll sell them. I'll sell $5,000 seats. Promise you I'll sell them. We'll spend the next 2 weeks calling people up saying, hey, man, the seats are $5 grand, and I'll sell the seats without giving you all the extra stuff. I will sell them. You know I will. 5 things you have to do real estate. Number 1, you need a deal. Number 2, you have to have debt. I know every lender in America, right? I know them all. I know the guys that do subprime loans. I know the guys that do hard money loans. I know the guys that do the best debt loans in the world. Number 3 thing you need is equity. You need cash. You have to have cash, or what looks like cash to a seller. The seller's going to ask, where's your money at? I can show you how to do that. It doesn't have to be real money, by the way. Real money's not real money. Number 4, I can show you how to do all that if you pick that up. Number 4, you got to have a network of people. And the 5th thing you need. The 5th thing is probably the most important thing. And the reason I have $4 billion worth of real estate today. Confidence. Confidence, courage. You got to know. Courage is basically I can take action even though it's scary. Right now, people need a lot of confidence because the news is bad. I'm going to give you all 5 of those things. I'm going to show you the deal. I'll show you the debt. I'll show you the equity. I'll show you, I'll literally give you a network of people, thousands of people that know me and trust me and do deals with me. And the 5th thing I'll give you is the confidence. You're the one that has to press the link. I'll give you everything else. I'll give you everything you need to know. I'll give you my due diligence, my PSAs. I'll give you my proprietary deal tracking. I'll give you everything. I'll give you my underwriting, how I underwrite a deal to worst case scenarios with the 25, 50, 75, 100 links. This is a little trickery I do to underwrite a deal, to know that I'm gonna make money coming out. I'll give you everything. You're the only one that can press that button and say, okay, I'm gonna commit to my real estate career today. I'm gonna commit to creating wealth today. I gotta quit just having a job. You're a waiter, a waitress. You're doing some e-commerce stuff on the internet. Do you want to create real wealth? In no better way in the world than creating it with real estate, and you are in the opportunity of a lifetime. This correction that is going to take place, and is taking place right now, is going to make billionaires richer, millionaires, decamillionaires. It's going to make the rich super rich. And that's why Jeff is buying, Jeff at Amazon is buying homes right now, rental properties. They're buying rental communities. Goldman Sachs is investing $1 billion. JP Morgan, $1 billion. Blackstone has $10 billion in cash. I know a debt group that has $400 billion in rescue funds. You know, the rich keep getting richer and everybody else keeps being left behind. Why? Because they're taking action and you're not. So shame on you if you don't. Shame on you if you don't know. If you've been praying, wishing, hoping, saying, man, I need a break, I'm giving you a break today, okay? That's a $15,000 offer. I'm doing it for $997, and I give you a guarantee. If you're not happy, we'll send you the $997 back, okay? I'm inviting you to my event in March. Come sit with me in a room, 3 days. There's nobody watching this right now that can afford me for 3 days. People pay me $100,000 for an hour. It's crazy ridiculous. I'm like, why would you pay me $100,000? Because your advice is sick, bro. It helps me. So I'm like, I get it, but you get to spend 3 days with me. I'm not charging you anything. Get on a plane, get your ass in Miami, and I will show you how to create wealth. Wealth, indestructible wealth, that when you die and can't work, this is still wealth, period. Can't take it away from somebody. I studied Sam Zell for the last 25 years. He's worth $5 billion today, okay? He's bought hundreds of thousands of apartments. I've studied a group called Cortland. You probably don't even know their name. They're one of the top real estate owners in the world, okay? I've studied a guy out of Donald Brent. Okay, Donald Brent is the wealthiest real estate owner in America today, and you probably don't know his name. These are come-up guys, people that started with nothing. This isn't Donald Trump real estate. This is more like Fred, his dad, who started with nothing and built multifamily. I don't know if you knew that. That's how he created the wealth for the Trump family, okay? So I'm going to show you. I'm going to take everything that I know here, and I'm going to dump it down, but I need 10 hours, not 90 minutes. I hope you take advantage of it. We're going to leave it up for what, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Take it down, okay? It's $997. It'll be $5,000 tonight. What time is it right now, Jared? Let's just put a timer on.
Yeah, well, it's noon Pacific time right now.
Also, anybody that needs a payment program, if you got it in your heart, you want 2 payments? 2 payments?
We did 3.
3 payments? Yeah. You want 3 payments on it?
$397.
Okay.
Call the office.
Call the office, 310-777-0255, 310-777-0255. Look, I just want to give you a chance to get involved. You got to do the rest. I'm here to help you any way, shape, or form I can. This is what I wanted when I was a kid. I wanted somebody to help me. I'm like, could somebody please help me? I'll pay for it. Last thing I'll tell you is this. I bought a program when I was 25 years old. I paid $3,000 for it. I was broke. I borrowed the money from my mom. You know, I went to a guy, I'm like, I don't have the money, man. I want this deal. He's like, bro, if you want it, if you're really committed, you'll figure it out. If you're just a bitch, you won't figure it out. I'm like, what? I'd never heard that word before. I said, what? He's like, if you're just bitching, if you're just going to keep complaining and moaning and groaning, number one, your life's never going to change, and you'll never figure out your problem. If you're committed, I was a salesman, and I was tired of getting beat up by customers. If you're committed to becoming a great salesman, you'll figure out how to buy the program. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call my mom, man. My mom will give me the money. Call my mom. She put $3,000 on a credit card. I paid her back 14 days later. And that program, by the way, changed my life. And the fact that I paid for that program meant that I paid attention. Let me tell you what that program ended up making. $3,000. I borrowed the money from mommy. I was 25 years old, grown man. I didn't have a credit card. I had bad credit. I had no money, okay? I owed the college $40,000. I borrowed the money from my mom, okay? The guy sent me the program. I watched that program. I'll bet you I watched that program I bet you I watch it 1,000 times. I didn't watch it once or twice and throw it away. You know why? Because I paid for it. And when you pay attention. Okay? Now, the 997 ain't going to get you paid full attention. This is what needs to get you to pay full attention. This is an opportunity for you to put wealth in your family, in your lineage, in your name. This is a chance for you to change the direction that your family's been going in for hundreds of years. Wealth is created with real estate. It's been created with real estate for 2,000 years. It is time tested. It cash flows. It provides tax write-offs. It appreciates. It prevents and protects you against inflation. It is a great place to take garbage pieces of paper, money, and put it into a real asset. And it lives longer than you do. Okay? So when my dad died, I was 10 years old. My mom had to sell the house. You know why? Because it didn't cash flow. We couldn't keep it up. Okay? When my uncle died, he owned 80 Section 8 homes. 80. John Elmer Cardone. They sold the house that him and Madge lived in. This is my uncle. Okay? He's the patriarch of the family. They sold the house he lived in, and they kept the 80 Section 8 homes. He's owned 80 homes in Lake Charles, Louisiana, for 50 years. They've been paying him anywhere from $200 a month to $1,000 a month for 50 years. I was like, damn, dude, buy real estate to cash flows. Keep it forever. I'm praying and begging and hoping for you and your family that you pay attention to this today. And you don't let some idea like, oh man, is this a scam? Is this a trick? Is this going to really work? Yes, it's going to really work for you. Okay, this is going to really work for you, but not until you get it. You got to get it.
Hundreds of years real estate.
Real estate's been making people money for 2,000 years, man. It's not going away. It cannot disappear. Now, you got to do your work. You got to listen to it. Okay? Now, you're worried about that? Then you're not trusting me. You're not trusting you. But you can't listen to it if you don't have it. So give yourself a shot. I'm begging you, give yourself a shot. Give your family a shot. What if? Ask yourself, what if? What if? What if this is the real deal? What if this is the one thing that changes your life forever? What if this is something that is simple enough for you to dig into and you're like, shit, man, I'm going to pay attention. All I need you to do is give up Instagram for a second, TikTok for a second, pornography for a second, okay? Add an hour a day to your job. Okay, you do 8 hours for somebody else. You literally slave for somebody else. Give them your time for 8 hours. Give me 1 hour a day for the next 10 days. I'll have you set up. By the time you get to Miami, you're going to know the real estate terminology, what we're looking for. You're going to understand, and I'm going to put you in a room. Instant access to people with money and debt. Okay, take advantage of this. It's 3 o'clock for me right now. It's 3 o'clock on the East Coast. So tell you what, I'm going to give you guys 3 hours to figure this out. I'll keep this offer open for the next 2 hours and 58 minutes. Then we're going to take it down. You say $15,000. I give you the guarantee. I'll give you a seat to the conference. I'm going to give you my resource book. Man, I just hope you do it, man, because the biggest thing I'm giving you right now is access to me and my information and the confidence to go out and do your first deal. And remember, that first deal should make you $1 million. I can't promise you're going to find that one deal, but I can promise you this. That one deal is out there. It's out there, and it's waiting for somebody. Somebody going to buy that damn deal. We are in the greatest real estate correction of your lifetime, and you could take advantage of this. Okay? I've been through 3 of these. All 3 made me rich. This one is going to make me richer because I'm going to go out and buy a deal, but where it's going to really make me richer is if I help somebody like you.
Let's go.
Okay? God bless. Be great. Take advantage of it. Hit the link. And I'll see you guys in Miami. I'm counting on you to be the next Donald Bren, Sam Zell, or, hey, Grant Cardone.
Bang.
Okay? See you at the top.
Grant's already inspired me on a 16-unit apartment deal that I wouldn't have done before because I couldn't see the value and how it would work. So that one deal is going to bring me over $100,000 in additional income this year.
I have now acquired almost 70 units in my portfolio. This is in less than 1 year's time. So all I can say to those of you who are maybe you're on the fence, but you know that you want to be a part of a real estate investing community, the 10X community is the best because we're learning from the best.
I've done two of my biggest real estate events ever. I've had a $45 million deal go down. I have a $66 million deal go down right now, all because of the power of this club, all because of the proximity of power. Being part of this ecosystem gives me the confidence to move forward and think bigger.
If someone's on the fence and they're not sure and they need to have more information, I would just say it's probably one of the best things to be around with other people that are really successful. They're out taking action. They're not just talking about things, they're actually walking their talk.
For me, it's just the network of people. I mean, I am floored and blown away with all the levels of people that I meet, and not only the people that I've met, but the willingness that they have to work with other people and help you further your investments in real estate and learn about everything. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Everything here has just been terrific. Super happy that I'm here.
You'll make more money. It's worth so much more than the investment. It can change your life, and it'll teach you really step by step how to do it and give you the people to do it with. You can't ask for a lot more.
CEO, founder of Cardone Capital, $3 billion in transactions. Everybody give it up for Mr. Grant Cardone.
I mean, before knowing Grant, I was essentially kind of like just starting, so I was probably worth $300,000 to $400,000. Right around now, I'm probably $2 to $3 million.
My revenue before was 107. Today, it's over $250,000.
This year, I'm about to make $1 million in the business, and I bought 7 properties with my wife. Unbelievable. This guy changed my life.
How does this work? How do I underwrite a deal? How do I look at a deal? When I came into this originally with real estate, I was intimidated. Grant makes it fun and less intimidating.
They're completely open about telling you exactly what it is that they did, so you can then learn from it and then apply it to yourself.
You definitely have to come to the Real Estate Summit because you're gonna learn, you're gonna grow, you're gonna meet other people.
You gotta meet people. Real estate is networking. Real estate is relationships. It's the only way that you're gonna 10X your game.
You're gonna be in a room with some powerful people. This is the place that you really have to come to because you don't really know what you know until you come to the Real Estate Summit.
We're able to bump our revenues up 34% in about 5 months. Grant makes it fun and less intimidating.
The network, the room right here, guys, I'm telling you, I sat next to a guy that's business does $27 million a year. I ain't nowhere near that. You can't get in this room anywhere else.
My revenue has increased over 20% in the last 13 months.
My revenue before knowing Grant was probably around in the 5-figure range, and over the past few years, I've grown that to well over 6 figures.
I think it was $2 to $4K a month before knowing Grant. Now I do about $10 to $20K.
My revenue was like $1,000 a month. Now working with Grant and getting his understanding and knowledge, I'm at $17,000. To be the best, you got to surround yourself around the best. He's not a pretender. He's not a shower. He's a doer.
Without a question, if I'm going to network and it's in real estate, I'm going to Grant.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when he throwing the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6